55 each afternoon. How about into the 70s come Friday and into the weekend? From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
30 degrees in 38 degrees in St. Peter's, 38 in Florissant and downtown at the Arch. We're at 38, but it feels like 30 degrees. I'm Maria Aquino, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis, DGS, 104.1 FM, KMOX. Happy Monday to everybody. Feels like we were just here.
I know.
It was a couple days ago.
Yeah. It was a fine weekend.
It did go by fast.
Yeah, it was okay. Like, I did a couple things and then not did many things.
I was really good at not doing things this
Yeah, I
weekend.
had a good ratio.
Yeah.
Good ratio. I love it when it's 40 degrees and sunny, so it was a nice one for me.
I wouldn't have known. I just was in the man cave all day.
Yeah, I dug it.
See, I don't like the sun when it's cold.
Oh, see, I like that aesthetic of like the red leaves and the sun, and I don't mind it rainy as well.
Well, see, yesterday I was just feeling kind of crazy because it was so bright and inviting looking outside.
And then you walk out.
Well, yeah, and then I'm like, well, it's like begging me to go out there, and then I'm out there and I'm miserable. So it just felt
It was windy.
nuts.
Is it windy by you guys?
Yeah.
Pretty windy.
Mm.
Okay, I have to talk about this shutdown thing. Just got to get it off my chest.
All right.
So I think I have developed the reputation for being anti-Republican and anti-conservative. And it's just not true. I know because I know how I feel and I know how I voted. I'm anti-Trump. Don't like the man, personally or professionally. But, man, I've got to give some crap to the Democrats. And I really feel, and I'm sure a lot of you, especially those of you who listen to the show, feel similarly to me, that making the joke about, like, I'm a man without a country, I'm a man without a party, like, it's wearing pretty thin, but it's absolutely true. I feel like my analogy would be the political parties that when you're a kid to spend a week with your cousins, the Republican Party to me are like my mean old aunt and uncle. Just like you can't relate to them. They're just mean and nasty and And the Democrats are like my stupid teenage cousins who just talk about, wouldn't it be great if, but they don't know how to do anything. At least my mean aunt and uncles who are back crap crazy and very Karenish, at least they know how to get things done. I don't really like it when they get things done because I don't like them, but they're effective. And my cousins are just fools. And that's how the parties feel. Like, think about this. We all thought, at least I did, that on the Democrats' part, this was so much more than what it looked like. Because what it looked like was, okay, so the Republicans have passed a clean CR. They're not asking you for anything extra. They're playing it straight. Years ago, you guys agreed to these subsidies in the Affordable Care Act going away. They're not screwing you over. This is what you all agreed to. This was the law. But now you're panicking because you have no plans for when it goes away. You asked them to extend it. They said no. Evidently, according to some of the Democrats I've been hearing from today, they said, hell no, and you guys are just going to shut down the government for no reason because we're never going to do this. 40 days go by, all the pain and people without funds, without paychecks, without food, people traveling, and it's chaotic and not knowing whether you can depend on this or depend on that. And then, according to Senator King, he made a phone call to one of his Republican senators and said, hey, I need to know for real, are you guys ever going to do this? He goes, no, we told you the whole time we're never going to do this. So King went to Durbin and those guys and said, hey, they're never going to do this. So but they promised they'll give us a vote. Okay. Let's end the shutdown. I'm glad the shutdown seems to be ending, but I'm really pissed. It didn't affect me. Like, if it affected me, I don't know. I didn't feel it. But I care enough about my fellow citizens and people who listen to the show who were affected that just how friggin' dare you? How dare you be so terrible at your job? How dare you be so stupid? How dare you be so feckless and so absolutely inefficient and unable to find your ass with both hands? So now we're left with the Republicans, my mean aunt and uncle, who are just running the damn table on them. You feel me? Like, this shutdown really brought home to me, put aside all the cuteness and put aside all the little jokey jokes, like, oh, we're really kind of screwed.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is why I'm team hate everybody, because nobody's looking out for regular people. And by nobody, I mean no party, right? There are individuals, but the two parties to me are two wings on the same bird. They're attached. Yeah, they're different, but they do the same thing. When one is in power, they obstruct the other, right? I mean, this is different, but it's the same kind of game that's been played back and forth, right? Well, we're not going to allow a Supreme Court justice appointee. We're going to fight that. We're going to get in the way. We're going to obstruct that. Well, we're going to obstruct you trying to do your dumb thing 8 years or 10 years or 12 years later or whatever. That's it. The game has become, how much can we disrupt the opponent? To a degree, I understand it, because each side is trying to implement policies the other side disagrees with. But you have to start doing it in a way that doesn't take advantage of regular human beings, that doesn't put regular people in bad positions. And that's not the consideration. The consideration is essentially, well, I'm safe in my district, and even if I end up getting primaried, our party's safe in our district. So as long as we stick together, we're fine. The dynamic is not set up to do good things or to do smart things. It's set up for this tug of war. And there's no risk. What percentage of districts for senators or for members of Congress, how many of them are even contested? What percentage are even contestable by the other party? So what's the downside to just sticking with your party?
And do you
other than hurting us?
And Wheels, the big difference in our lifetimes is it's always been like that. Like, I just watched the miniseries about President Garfield, 1881, and it was like that back then.
Sure.
The difference is, though, seems to me, as a non-expert, non-politico, that in times past, the space between Republicans and Democrats was small enough, and they were all smart enough to know what we all know. Okay, I could take advantage of them this time, but what's it going to be, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years until I'm the one over the barrel? So I shouldn't punish my opponent. We should collaborate as much as we can. Now that's out the window. Like, had this happened 30 years ago, this would have never happened, because we would have been close enough on the policies and like, yeah, I'll give you this one, you give me the next one. What we used to hate, like, I remember 30 years ago, people talking about, oh, these backroom deals, these smoke-filled rooms. We had no idea how good we had it.
Well, 30 years ago, they weren't playing it out publicly either. This is as much as a social media show as it is anything. You got to win. You got to own your opponent. You got to be able to go on Twitter and Instagram and go on TikTok if you do that. And you've got to be able to claim victory day after day after day after day. You've got to own your opposite, own the libs, own the conservatives. And it's so performative now, where it wasn't at that time. Maybe at that time it was, Dave, for the people that were
on the inside.
Well,
for each other.
Well, I think that there was more of that, but it was probably the people that knew this might be my time to run for president, where only the top
they were performing
echelon
for each other.
Right. But there was this top echelon where maybe those few were really performative because they knew that they were going to elevate to maybe being in that conversation.
Yeah.
Now it's literally everybody. Everybody from everywhere is in that same position where it's nothing more than pleasing your donors and then making sure that you don't get primaried. Those are the two things that matter the most to the people that are federally elected. And again, You can tell me, oh, there's this difference and that. Whatever. Those two things are at the core of what they're doing.
I really feel like if the next time the Democrats really win, not these couple of elections last week, but really like kick ass in the midterms or win 2028, I just don't feel like it's going to have anything to do with, oh, here we go. Now we got it.
No.
This is who we want. It's going to be, we got to get rid of Trump. It's not going to be because they fall in love with Newsom or Kamala or whatever. Rach, what do you think? Overall.
I think the Democrats had a huge win last week, and then for whatever reason this weekend said, we give up. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why the government was ever shut down in the first place if they were just going to roll over. Because what you have is now people have gone hungry. People are missing their food benefits. People are not getting paid.
Flights are being canceled.
It's like, so the American people are the only ones who suffered, and we suffered quite a bit. I didn't personally suffer, but I've been suffering emotionally thinking of my fellow Americans and what they're going through right now. People are in a rough spot, not getting paychecks, not being able to feed their kids. And so I guess it was all for nothing.
Yeah.
It was for no reason.
Yeah. It was just, at best, it was a miscalculation. The best I could say about the Democrats is you're stupid. You really thought that you might be able to leverage them into action.
And I don't understand doing that on the heels of so many blue victories last Tuesday. You have momentum right now. Why did you take all of your momentum and crumple it up and throw it out of the car window?
I mean, part of it is momentum's not going to last until next year's elections. There's going to be ebb and flow.
Sure. Forget.
So basically, once they had that big day, that stuff is probably not even at the front of their mind, which is stupid. It's stupid. But I would argue that, there's nothing to be. What? Let me ask this: if this was going to be the outcome anyway, and they at least now let's keep in mind, to people that are like me and Dave sounds like you, where you're not evaluating because you like a team over the other. I'm just sitting here looking at two teams. I don't care about either team because I don't think either team cares about me. But did they lose any of their people? Did they lose any of their big donors? Are they going to lose any districts over it? And that's where they're calculating. I completely agree with Rach. It was stupid. It was a waste of time. If you were going to do this, you should have done it from the beginning. Because from the beginning, you wouldn't have lost any of your donors and you wouldn't have lost any of your districts anyway.
I'm also beginning to, and this really hurts me, because for 25 years, I have been right or wrong, popular or unpopular, the voice of the middle. Like when I was at the 97 One event the other night, I was afraid people would be mean to me. And I had about a dozen people come up to me and they're like, dude, we have different politics, but I respect that you stick by your guns and you're down the middle. But here's what I'm starting to think. I'm just looking at the playing field and I'm like, well, the middle seems to just be so placid and flaccid that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the middle really doesn't get anything done. Am I going to have to pick one of the other sides that I don't like and I'm not comfortable with? Or am I going to spend the next 30 years yelling at clouds about how people need to come to the center?
I mean, I think most people are in the center. I think vast majority, and by center, if you looked at it like a football field, I would say most people are between the 40s. Maybe even between the 30s. Then you've got, further and further you go, you've got fewer and fewer people, in my opinion. But this is the structure we have is only going to be this way. If you only have two choices, this is what it's going to be. I mean, it's at this point, barring the infusion of billions of dollars from some small group of people, there's no way to crack the two-party system. The only way to crack what we're talking about is to have more than two choices, to have 3 or 4 or 5 choices. And I know that creates its own challenges, but it's not logical that a country of 330 million people is only divided by 2.
Yeah.
It
I agree.
makes no sense. I mean, it's an old joke, but we have more choices in the kinds of cola that we want to drink than we do for our political choices.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original, present 100 years of KMOX.
Swing and a home run to left.
There when legends were born.
The first major league home run for Albert Pujols.
Pujols hits a high fly ball. That's deep. Left center field. It's a gunner.
Swinging another home run. There it is, his third of the game. Albert Pujols, 5 for 5 with 3 home runs.
Pujols swings and he drives this one left field down the line, and it's a gunner. Home run 703.
And to all you, Cardinal Nation, best fans in baseball, thank you.
There for every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Brought to you by Together Credit Union. Achieve more with competitive rates on savings and lending. Visit togethercu.org.
For 100 years, KMOX has been part of St. Louis. Now, Together Credit Union is helping celebrate that legacy. Starting in November, visit any Together Credit Union branch to pick up a KMOX 100th anniversary commemorative ornament for just $5 while supplies last. Each ornament supports Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis. Together Credit Union, honoring 100 years of KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, and Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis, improving the health of all children.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants. So
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
Hi, this is Dan McLaughlin. Congratulations to KMOX, 100 years strong as the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS. A couple more things about politics before we move on. You know, we never talk about it too very long on the DGS. This isn't even politics. Did anyone else? You've all seen Air Force One doing the flyover in DC, right? Have you seen it? I spit my coffee out. I laugh so hard because I'm like, this is not real life. This literally, that's from a movie. Flying Air Force One about 100 feet above an NFL stadium. It's like, that doesn't happen. No one would ever do that.
The White House has posted footage of the flyover to their official YouTube account. And the title of the video is The Most Epic Air Force One Flyover.
It was.
It sure was.
You can't argue about that.
Okay. This is definitely not about the current president. Okay. This is just me as a nerd. To me, Air Force One just looks like an airplane.
Well, it is
like
just an airplane.
I know, which I think is cool when I get to see a stealth fighter, or I get to see an F-16.
Yeah.
Or I get to see a big giant Huey helicopter.
That's why those are the planes that do flyovers.
I know. It's like, people are like, it's an epic fly. It's not epic. It looks like a Delta jet flying over the stadium.
Well, I think it was epic for one special boy who got to do what he always wanted to do. So that's all that matters.
So I don't know. Maybe this is the nerdy part of me, but I want to see the cool fighter jets. I don't want to see an airliner.
But here's the thing about me and Trump. I can't stand the man. I don't think he's a good president. But when he does things like that, I'm like, I have to tip my hat. At least, like, he's having the best time of anyone.
Yeah, at least he's
the main
having
character.
fun. Americans aren't eating, but he's having fun.
He's having the best time of his life.
He's the main character of Earth, and we all just have to orbit around it, I guess.
So he has an idea of how I can get a house, by the way.
Oh, I heard.
50-year mortgage.
Yes.
So I'll go get
I
a
saw
mortgage
this.
tomorrow, and then I can pay it off when I'm 84. I think they call that the American dream.
Yeah. Did you?
I'll live in the same house for literally the rest of my life, because statistically, I probably I'm not living to 84.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what percentage of people stay in the same house their whole lives. Like, people move and stuff. But the idea of a 50-year mortgage is such a ripoff.
You're paying your
So
mortgage.
you're going to pay on an average house, just an average cost house. Over the life of that, you will pay an extra $500,000 over the life of the loan. Now, yeah, okay, so your monthly payment's going to be a little lower, but over time, you're going to spend $500,000 to $600,000 more for the same house. The problem isn't spreading out the length. The problem is you got to do something to make the economy better for working people, so these things aren't so difficult.
And if you want a new house, you're still going to have to find a way to pay all that off out of whatever you would sell the house for.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, the old model was great for working class people, right? The old model, my dad made a lot of wealth by moving houses. Had a house, it appreciated in value over time. He sells it. There's money left over. You buy a nicer house, and then that appreciates over a period of time. And then you can keep moving yourself up. And at the end, when you get older, you can sell the really nice house when the value's been going up for years. And now you've got a big chunk that's, you can buy cash for your new place. It's going to be a little smaller. And that's becoming a thing of the past. That whole idea, the whole way people could just move themselves up by watching things grow over time. Now you're just like, well, I can barely get in, let alone move up and move over.
Scott says we should all just unplug and move to the woods.
Go.
"250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs, with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
This month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, we are discussing breast cancer with Dr. Debbie Bennett.
It's a great reminder to take care of yourself. I think people are so busy throughout the year taking care of everybody else. Seeing all the pink around in October is a really excellent time to take a step back and make sure that you are here to continue taking care of everybody else for a very long time.
Thanks to
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.wustl.edu.
When life happens and you need to sell your St. Louis area home, call trusted realtor Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria is St. Louis's real estate expert with more than 22 years of experience and expertise, helping you sell quickly and for the most money.
Selling your home can be so stressful, especially when life happens, like a sudden job change, a passing of a loved one, or a growing family. Knowing exactly how much your home will sell in today's market is the first step. Then I back it up with an upfront written guarantee. My guarantee is simple and easy to understand. If I can't sell your home at our agreed upon price and time frame, I'll buy it myself.
When life happens, the name to remember is Gloria Liu, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I strongly suggest you call her right now at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Let's check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Cold times continue as we go through our Monday afternoon, but this chill is not going to last. Plenty of sunshine, stays windy, and it's a bundle up 42 degrees for the high. Tonight, clear and cold. Evening temperatures in the 30s, 28 for the low. Tuesday, Veterans Day, partly sunny. Better after a very cold start, but it stays windy on Tuesday. Let's try to get it up to about 57. Wednesday and Thursday, sunny and 65, and we're climbing into the 70s come the end of the week. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Brought to you by your local Lennox Premier dealer, Scott Lee Heating.
Scott Lee Heating's Premier Dealer distinction means you'll be working with the best the industry offers. Learn more about our special savings opportunities on Lennox products by calling 314-756-9444 or visit us online at scottleeheating.com.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. In September, House Republicans passed a bill to keep the government open by extending funding at current levels. Now Washington liberals are holding the American people hostage. They shut down your government and are demanding Medicaid for illegal aliens and funding for woke projects, which would cost taxpayers $1.5 trillion. Now federal workers are missing paychecks. That's unacceptable. Throughout the shutdown, our offices will remain open to help you, our constituents. Go to onder.house.gov to find the office closest to you.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
The countdown to kickoff starts here. Friday's focus on Mizzou, the Chiefs, and the NFL, only on KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX 133. Happy Monday. Jason Greaves says, how is Nuremberg? I'm thinking about seeing it tomorrow. Yeah, about that, Jason.
Oh, it didn't happen?
This is why I'm going to die with no money. DoorDash buying every $40 70s baseball glove on eBay and booking things I don't go to. I booked 2 seats at Nuremberg yesterday, Ronnie's IMAX Plaza at 2:40 p.m. because I don't like sitting next to people. And I can afford 2 seats, so I'm going to get 2 seats. 80% of the time, I don't go to the movies.
You can cancel those tickets
Yeah.
right up until showtime.
I didn't know that. Plus, I don't know how to do it.
You have the Fandango app?
I don't know.
How did you
Okay.
buy them? On Ronnie's or on like a Fandango?
Barking up the wrong tree, dude.
Well, you did it.
I know, but I don't remember. I wasn't like, oh, good. I'm on.
I mean, you
I'm
had to
on
open an
Fandango.
app. You had to open an app.
No, it said, you want tickets? I said, yes. I said, push this button. I did.
What do you mean it said you want tickets? What is it?
A spirit. Plus, I spent
The thing said.
Plus, I spent most of the weekend like, am I going? Am I not going?
Right.
I'm like the Democrats. I knew I wasn't going. I knew I wasn't going to win that shutdown.
Yeah, in my experience, this is kind of what I try to tell myself. Anytime that I do the hem and haw over am I going or not, that means you ain't going.
Now,
I mean, it definitely means you don't want to.
Jason, I can't help you out a little bit. I did watch the entire Death by Lightning on Netflix, which is the President Garfield miniseries. Excellent. Really good. What's his name? Matthew McFadden?
Uh-huh.
Amazing. Fantastic. Totally worth seeing. It'll make you feel good about your country. It'll make you realize it's always been kind of screwed up, and very watchable. And then I also watched Frankenstein.
Oh, how was it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was enough of a thing that I'm still thinking about it very much 2 days later. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Like there are some parts of it I really liked, and then other parts that were just a little too something that they kind of took me out of it. I was a little distracted. For example, we've all seen him. There's no spoiler alert. He looks like handsome Squidward from SpongeBob. So it's like
He does look like handsome Squidward.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a storyline, of course, if you've read the book, where the love interest is interested in the creature. And normally you're like, wow, that's real love because look at the bolts.
Yeah.
And in this one, he looks like the guy from the video from "But I Gotta Live Before." Like that's what he looks like.
He's played by a famous, very hot guy.
He's 6'6" and
Jacob Elordi.
he's perfect.
Yeah.
And they were very graphic about he's just got nothing but trash bags full of feet. You know what I mean? It's like it's just meat and sinew and bone, but it somehow came out to this marbleized, beautiful creature. So
Why would they do the Hotkenstein thing? That's weird.
I don't know. Not sure.
I mean,
but it looks great. I was never bored. I enjoyed the whole thing. I like that it's really long. So
So everything's getting a glow up now, though, right?
This definitely
like
did.
Frankenstein's now hot. What did we do? Didn't we do like a sexy snowman movie or something?
Hot Frosty.
Yeah,
Hot
last
Frosty.
year.
Hot Frosty.
I mean, what are we doing?
Nosferatu, markedly not hot.
No. Good. They stuck
Nosferatu, not
to
at
the
all.
story there. I don't know why we're hotting up people that are supposed to be, or people,
I guess he
monsters,
was a little hot.
monsters that are not supposed to be something special to look at.
You think he was a little hot?
Yeah, maybe he was a little
in
hot.
hindsight.
I liked the mustache a lot.
You know what I watched this weekend that I've been wanting to watch?
What's that?
The Substance.
Oh yeah, Substance is great.
Yeah, it was very gruesome. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, don't watch it. But I enjoyed it very much.
Good.
Highly recommend. It's streaming on HBO, I believe, for free if you have HBO.
You know, I was thinking about.
Why was that so funny?
I don't know. No one else is saying anything. So.
I feel like that sound spoke for humanity.
That kind of sums up my 2025, by the way. What a year it's been.
Man.
I was thinking about, this is very existential. I was thinking about advertising over the weekend because I was just watching television. So I'm just getting ad. And you know the one I can't stand with who's the guy who got muscles?
Chris Pratt?
No.
Oh, I know who you're talking
Kumail
about.
Nanjiani?
That guy.
Kumail.
He and the other guy, McElhaney, they do that thing for DirecTV. And here's the thing. I had to rewind it to even see what they were advertising. And it just, we do advertising here, but I feel like we do the most meat and potatoes, like, hey, have you been injured? Here's a personal injury attorney that you can call. But that sort of weird conceptual stuff, they have to believe that every time they show that, a certain number of people, a not small number of people, go sign up for DirecTV. That's the only way it works.
Mm-hmm.
And for the life of me, I can't imagine that one person has done that. One person has watched them move their man boobs and dress up like drag queens and be like, you know what I need? I need DirecTV.
What
That's
is
what I need.
happening in this commercial? I have not seen this commercial.
You've not?
No.
Yeah, you're making it sound
it's on a lot of
more
sports.
fun.
It's a lot of sports advertising.
You have to look it up, Rach.
I see it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand any of it. How does Limu the emu sell
Right. Same.
anything?
Same.
Why was the Flow lady? Why was that a big deal? What made people buy things from that? Like, there's so many of those.
I
I'm
guess
like,
just name recognition, but
yeah. I mean, I know that's really it, but ultimately, like, do people not just like go through and what's the best actual deal and find that versus
Right.
oh, I remember that from the TV.
I was also thinking, Andrew, you and I share something. We both love something that's going to kill us soon. For you, it's hot dogs. For me,
Soda.
it's real Coke.
And hot dogs.
Andrew's like, here's another answer.
Soda, hot dogs, McDonald's.
Like when I'm out, I have Diet Coke. I can't explain this. And when I'm home, I have Coke.
Good for you.
And so I was drinking a Coke over the weekend at the same time that a story popped up on my news feed that it takes 12 minutes off of your life. And so doing all the hospice work I do and being with people who are dying, I'm committed to, on my deathbed, I'm just drinking Coke. Because at that point, you're like, one of your loved ones goes, Dad, we'll be right back. You're like, well, you better hurry up because
I just
it
gotta.
better not be longer than 12 minutes because I'm
got
about
a humdinger.
yeah, throwing a hot dog and I'm
Where are you seeing all these stories? Because you see more stories than anybody else where it's like, this food item takes exactly 12 minutes off of your lifespan. I'm like,
It showed it to him.
The TikTok did.
yeah. It told me.
It told me.
The algorithm.
Okay, fair enough.
That same guy that got me my movie tickets
The entity.
told me that I was going to
The
die in
entity.
12 minutes earlier.
The guy shows up with movie tickets and a Coke and he says, I got good news and bad
I
news.
think it was the guy. I think it was the guy in that plane over that stadium.
I got a question. How can you drink both?
What do you
Because
mean?
they taste totally different.
Yeah.
Like the sugary one's way too sweet.
Yeah.
He's got the front forward, the punishment and sacrifice, right? That's the Diet
Kinda.
Coke.
Is there one that you don't like but you drink because
And
you
the
think you
private
should?
indulgence.
I way prefer a real Coke,
Okay.
but I don't want to just drink like 18
I get you.
real
No,
Cokes.
I get you. I get you. So you just
Yeah.
mix it up.
Yeah.
And that just happens to be how the mix is home and away.
Yes.
Okay.
My dad insists.
I do that with caffeine.
Okay.
Now, I do not trust him to have researched this either, but he insists that he has seen that there's no difference in the long run between drinking, if you drink a lot of soda, between drinking diet soda and real soda.
No,
He made me
Because-
No,
One has a ton of calories and one has 0 calories.
every doctor that I've seen do a video or write a story about this has said, no, the thing is that there are unknowns about some of the diet sodas, but we know what calories and sugar does to you.
Yeah.
I
We
forgot
know
who I was in the
diabetes.
room with.
I'm the messenger. I am not the person that wrote it. I'm not the person that did it. I have just seen like real health professionals say that if they're talking to you in an office, they're going to say, don't choose the sugar over the diet. My doctor did that to me.
So did mine.
Yeah. He said, if you're going to drink one, do the diet.
Yep.
Do
Sorry,
the do.
Andrew.
Actually, he said do the do. I'm sorry.
Regret saying a word.
All right, I'll just not.
That would
Oh,
be
boy.
great.
I'll just
Now we're
not.
gonna do this.
That would actually be really helpful.
I'll just not. We'll all just let everybody believe in fairy tales. Curses are real.
This is when you know you're in trouble. Is one
In this
person
room.
says something
In this room.
and then they get
It's
corrected, and then
over.
it's like, oh, I forgot who I was talking to. Oh, I just won't even say anything then.
Yeah, I just
you
won't.
can just go ahead and deal with it on
Not
your
gonna.
own.
No.
Well, to be clear,
It must be this room because Sue Thomas did it last week
Yeah,
when she was
yeah.
having the altercation with Wheels. She's like, well, I guess
Yeah.
we're all just going to roll
Hey,
up and die.
In fairness,
clear.
I thought I was speaking for more than one person in that argument.
to be clear, I don't
We're
mean.
going to have your
And
back
you're
with Sue
speaking for me
Thomas?
on the soda too. Yeah.
To be clear, I don't mean like in general.
We're afraid of Sue.
I just mean that before I even finished my sentence, you went, no! That's
it's
more
the
what I'm
calories.
referring to.
Yeah, I'm impatient. I'm sorry. I guess I just won't do that though.
It's okay.
I'm gonna let the.
I guess we'll just stop
we're gonna
talking.
let the fairies live.
I'm just gonna run away.
You don't even care if I stop
No,
showing
I'm just
up around
gonna.
here.
You know what? I'm just gonna stick to sports.
Would anybody even notice?
I'm gonna stick to sports.
My new family will find this so interesting.
I'm gonna come up with what are those little knapsacks that are on a stick like the
Little
old cartoon
bindle.
kids?
Yeah, hobo bindle.
Wheels is texting Chris and Amy like, these guys are driving me so crazy.
Send them a little note. Will you take me back? Hard.
Yeah.
And the answer would be no.
like they're the other parent. He's like, can I come
Yeah.
stay with you?
Their
They don't let me
like,
do anything.
their answer would be no chance.
Some hobo will be riding the rails, and from a darkened corner, he's going to hear, which one do you think's better, real Coke or Diet Coke? Yeah, that one with Sue got pretty real.
It got real.
I was a little worried about that one.
I thought it was very funny. It was a little validating because in a complete vacuum, Sue has never heard Wheeler and I have these arguments.
Yeah.
And when she threw up her hands and went, well, you know what? You win. I guess you just win. I was like, Sue, you don't know it, but that's incredibly validating.
Hey, listen. You got to be tough to kill, man.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah. Those are real words. They're disturbing words. And then what did he say? He said you have to be tough to kill. And what did you think that meant?
Then he ran away crying. We didn't see him
Hold
for
on,
a
let me
week.
go get my hobo thing.
Found him out in the woods eating Cheerios.
Tell you guys about Dr. Kathy Maupin and BioBalance Health. I talk about them literally every day. And just speaking to those of you who've not been to see Dr. Maupin, something is standing in your way. It could be embarrassment, right? Because you're admitting that you are a certain age and that you may not be the person you used to be when it comes to the bedroom or the gym or the boardroom. But here's the thing, man. And it's not just trying to pat you on the head, make you feel better. It literally happens to everyone. Time is undefeated. And you can age, quote unquote, naturally and just, feel the way you're feeling and have the results that you're having. And that's great. Or you can get a blood test and go down the path I did 6 years ago with getting the testosterone pellets. Right next door is BioBalance Skin. You can do Botox. You can do chemical peels. You can do microneedling. You can do things for your face. You can do things for your body. It's a beautiful med spa. And Dana, who is the injector, who's a friend of mine, is very artistic and very conservative. If you're asking for something that's going to make you look like a clown, she's not going to do it. You can find everything, Dr. Maupin, at BioBalanceHealth.com.
Help KMOX make the holiday season brighter for St. Louis area children by supporting TSO Tuesdays, benefiting Sightman kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. On Tuesdays, Sugar Fire will donate a portion of their TSO Tuesday special to Sightman kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. And don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve at Enterprise Center, December 23rd at 3 p.m. Get your tickets today for this holiday tradition. All you need to know at KMOX.com. If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
This fall, get a taste of what's to come at Dragonstone, an exclusive new Lombardo Homes community in Darden Prairie, west of Highway K and south of 364. Join us Saturday, November 15th at our Inverness display in O'Fallon for a grand opening celebration filled with treats, a cozy coffee bar, mini pumpkin pies, and a first look Dragonstone, building Tradition Series homes and offering only 5 spacious home sites. Dragonstone offers luxury and privacy, as well as the convenience of living just minutes from Highway 364 and 64. Visit LombardoHomes.com for more information.
i3 Broadband, where in the spirit of the season, you can feast on 100% fiber internet. Whether you're shopping, streaming, gaming, or gathering, you need reliable and fast internet, and that's the good stuff you can stuff yourself on when you have i3. They always mirror upload and download speeds. They have a price lock guarantee, and you get unbeatable value, support, and service. Call today, 877-976-0711. They have plans for any budget, and you're likely to pay less money for better service compared with whoever currently provides your internet. That's i3 Broadband, i3broadband.com.
There was thinking about it over the weekend. It was showing me pictures. And I had a TikTok of a guy who evidently lives with grizzly bears. He's a wilderness photographer.
Great idea.
And he was like, I do this so that we can document. And I'm like, brother, I know what an effing bear looks like. Don't get your face eaten.
Yeah, I seen them.
I've seen them. I've seen every bit of bear I need to see. Like, you find a leprechaun or an alien, you live with them and you take pictures. Bear doesn't help me.
He should watch the 2005 documentary film Grizzly Man and see how that worked out.
Man.
Why would anyone ever do that again after knowing that's
great
possible?
question.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sure more than Jane Goodall lived in and around great apes, right?
Yes.
But they're a little different because they're not, I don't know, they're not like
quite as eating.
They don't want to eat
right.
you.
They're not, they're not looking at you as food.
Yeah.
And people have done that with wolves, but wolves are not 800-pound monsters.
Some have even been known to dance with the wolves.
But even that, I wouldn't recommend. Like, I wouldn't recommend going out and living with wolves.
Oh, Andrew, I should have screenshotted this, but I didn't. After I watched the President James Garfield special, in it, he meets his assassin. So I wanted to find out if that really happened. So I Googled, did Garfield meet Gateau? Swear to God. It said, it is highly unlikely the cartoon cat Garfield.
Every time you have brought up that documentary series or that show in the last like 2 days, I have had to stop myself from going like, Garfield became president?
I missed that episode.
I've never seen that strip collection.
Did James Garfield like lasagna too?
He didn't like Mondays.
No.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw this one, but after like playing around with who can come to the country and who can't, well, we really prefer the white people from South Africa. They seem pretty hip and they got $5 million. You see that now we said no fat people. If you're obese, you can't come to the United States.
No, they don't fit on the boats.
It's a real thing.
You don't squeeze into Ellis Island.
Like, health should be a portion of it, and the one at the top of the list was obesity.
I think that's a little unfair. Like, not just because, whatever, but like also because not just because of the obvious, but also because I think it should just be a little unfair you shouldn't have to like be healthy to.
Yeah, I guess my question for the administration is, who is this ideal candidate that you're looking for? Is there a model we can look to and know, like, this is what I should look like, this is how much money I should have, this should be my background, and then I can try to model myself after that, and that makes me good enough to enter the United States? Like, why don't you get really, really specific as far as what it is you are actually looking for?
Rich, white, and skinny.
Why are there so many people at this point that concerned with appearances? I mean,
well, they're hiding behind like the
Right,
health
the health
thing.
thing. Yeah.
You know, we don't want people coming
you
in with
can people can
cardiovascular
lose weight.
issues.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what makes it a little silly.
you can lose weight, but you can't fix stupid. No.
I'll just do my
There's that.
exasperated sigh.
Yeah, there's that. I don't understand any of this at all, and I don't understand like who any of these people believe that they are to make these determinations.
They think they're better than everyone.
Like, do they all think that they are the embodiment of human perfection?
President Trump, not a thin man.
No. But he's born here, so that's okay. Old Pete.
Old Pete.
Oh, you got to look like me because I'm a Ken doll. Good for you.
Old Pete?
Old Pete, the Secretary of Defense.
Oh.
Got to look a certain way. Yeah, okay. Nobody cares how you look, man.
I was so confused. I thought you meant Pete Hegseth.
That's what I meant.
No. I mean Pete Buttigieg.
Oh.
I was like, wow.
Well, let's put it this way.
When will Mayor Pete do something about
if
this?
Mayor Pete's that judgy, then I mean him too.
Like, how'd old Pete get into this thing? You know what else I had a thought about? I really miss the whipped cream machine at QT.
What?
I don't remember
They
this.
had one?
Yes, dude.
When was this?
What? When I would get my coffee there every day, and you just go honk, and it would just spit out whipped cream. You don't remember this?
They got rid of it?
It's been it's right before COVID.
I would have put that on everything, all my sodas.
Oh.
Did not know that was
Is that a
thing.
dirty soda?
Yeah, I think so. Any kind of like cream, I think, will make it a dirty soda.
Why was that hot?
I don't know.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case cost. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer. 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The holidays are here, filled with laughter, family, and memories. But if you're missing the punchline, the conversation, or even the music, it might be time to check your hearing. Hi, I'm Charlie Brennan.
I'm Dr. Bosler with the Audiology Center.
And I'm Dr. Voss. This season, we want you to hear every moment.
Hearing aids today can process sound faster than before. They're smarter at separating the speech from the background noise, meaning that when you're at the holiday parties this season, you'll hear the voices that you want to hear, clearer than before.
So don't wait until the new year. Give yourself the gift of better hearing today and reconnect with the people and the moments that matter most.
Call the Audiology Center, 636-441-7470, or online, theaudiologycenterstl.com. 3 convenient locations.
Call us today and make this holiday season better than last year's. Here for the holidays, here for life.
Debt payments keeping you up at night. Credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, it can all add up and feel impossible to keep up. If you owe $10,000 or more in unsecured debt, JG Wentworth may be able to help you and put you on the path to freedom in as little as 24 to 48 months. Imagine one affordable monthly payment instead of juggling multiple bills and creditors. We've helped thousands of people cut their debt by up to 50% before fees, and we don't get paid unless we reduce your debt. The more you owe, the more you could save. Call 877-CASH now. The call is free, the consultation is free, and there's no obligation to sign up. Call today for your free consultation. 877-CASH now. That's 877-CASH now. Don't wait. Every day you delay could cost you more. Call 877-CASH now today. Results vary, not all debts qualify. Debt resolution impacts credit and may increase what you owe. Average savings before fees 43%, 25% after fees. The choice to stop paying creditors is yours. J.G. Wentworth does not pay debts or provide legal, tax, or credit repair services.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
We called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
they came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 2 o'clock, partly cloudy, 37 degrees, feels like 29 downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Kina, and for Michael Calhoun, our top story, the Senate voted to move ahead with the bill to reopen and fund the government, and Democratic leadership not happy.
Our long national nightmare is finally coming to an end.
House Speaker Mike Johnson celebrated the deal that would extend funding through January, fund SNAP through next September, guarantee back pay for furloughed federal workers, and reverse shutdown layoffs.
Some Senate Democrats finally have stepped forward to end the pain.
But Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is not on board because what's missing in the bill is health care provisions.
Republicans have refused to move an inch.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
And on this 40th day of the government shutdown, travelers are feeling the pain. Anne Marie Hopkins' flight originated at Lambert. She's been delayed at Newark for 13 hours. Hopkins is trying to make it to Rome for her 50th birthday.
Very tired, exhausted, and so we're here early. Our flight's supposed to leave about 5 today. We're hoping it works.
Arguing the label was designed to frighten women and doctors, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced broad warnings known as black boxes from hormone replacement therapy for menopause. A 2002 study led to hormone replacement therapies use plummeting. That was based on a small increased risk of breast cancer. The FDA's review of the study has now prompted a change in policy, Kennedy making it clear.
The FDA is initiating the removal of a broad black box warnings from hormone replacement therapy products for menopause. We're challenging outdated thinking and recommitting to evidence-based medicine that empowers rather than restricts.
St. Louis police eventually responding after the third break-in at a church food pantry in Grand Center.
Carlton McKinney Jr. is the director of the 85-year-old food pantry at St. Luke's Memorial Missionary Baptist Church. He says on Tuesday the 4th, thieves broke a window and took most of the dry goods.
Now that day, it took 3 hours. No police officer showed up at all. Kept calling back like, hey, we got burglarized. Can we get somebody down here?
Then on Saturday, another window discovered broken. Most of the freezer meat was taken. Still no police came. Then on Sunday, the front door was smashed in and the rest of the freezers were emptied.
Finally, a police officer did come out and he was like, there's no reason why no one should have been out here the first time.
McKinney Jr. says most of the food had recently been purchased to bless the needy with a Thanksgiving meal. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
Now, KMOX confirms with the St. Louis Police Department they did file a report Sunday, but say the notes from initial 911 calls say that the caller canceled the request for police at that time. From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. St. Charles is receiving a 53 long foot truckload, that's foot-long truckload, of food to give to area food banks. The timing could not be better.
Pastor Kobe Boyd with Palter's Food Pantry in St. Charles says the delivery of this food could not come soon enough as the suspension of SNAP benefits has really put a strain on their operation.
In the last 2 weeks, we've had 60 new families sign up. So this food that we've received from the city has been an answer to prayer and a blessing.
He says in a typical week, they get about 5 to 10 new families that sign up, but that was before the shutdown. In St. Charles, Sean Malone, KMOX News.
And a check of the Dow from Stifel at this hour. It is up 392 points to 47,379.
Cold times continue as we go through our Monday afternoon, but this chill is not going to last. Plenty of sunshine, stays windy, and it's a bundle up 42 degrees for the high. Tonight, clear and cold. Evening temperatures in the 30s, 28 for the low. Tuesday, Veterans Day, partly sunny. Better after a very cold start, but it stays windy on Tuesday. Let's try to get it up to about 57. Wednesday and Thursday, sunny and 65, and we're climbing into the 70s come the end of the week. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
And our weather sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. 38 in St. Peters, 37 in Flores. In downtown, it's 37, but feels like 29. And be aware, throughout the area, we have moving road work. Southbound Limber past 70, it looks like there is restrictions in the right shoulder, and northbound 270 past Dorset, the right lane is closed as well. I'm Maria Kina, KMOX News.
Retirement shouldn't feel like balancing your checkbook while blindfolded. I'm Gary Goldberg, and my team helps you see the big picture so you can retire younger, richer, and with less anxiety. Because guessing is not a strategy. Tune in to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg Saturday mornings at 7 here on KMOX.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS, few minutes past 2 p.m. So last year, RE/MAX gave me the Eye Care Award for the work that I had been doing with No One Dies Alone. And we were so moved by that we said, you should just bring all the winners on, every month. And so that we can get to know them and have some positive news stories here in St. Louis. And so Angela Roan is the president of Jack and Jill St. Louis chapter, and she has received the RE/MAX Eye Care Award for October. Nice to meet you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you too.
So we learned so many things in a day that we didn't know that we don't like. That when you learn something good, it's like, hey. And so I asked you how long Jack and Jill had been around. You said since 1938.
Yes. That's quite a while, isn't it?
Sure is.
Yes. So it actually started in 1938 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, by two women who were looking for opportunities for their children for leadership development and to be around families that had the same moral values. So, and I don't believe that they knew that almost 100 years later, we're almost there, that we would still be doing the same thing in their names.
Yeah. Has it changed a lot over the years, or has the main mission stayed pretty much the same?
The main mission has stayed pretty much the same, but with time, there are changes that come about. We have really standardized a lot of the leadership development. There's been actual modules that we use across the country for our leadership development, which we do for our children in our chapters. We service children from ages 2 to 19. And there are several modules. We have 16 leadership development modules and 14 financial literacy modules that the kids go throughout their time in Jack and Jill.
Yeah. So I'm 61. I grew up over on the east side, total little refinery town. And when I was in school, there were special kids that got taken into a little group, right? And taught leadership classes.
Yes.
While the rest of us played kickball.
Right.
I was a
Right.
kickball player.
Right.
And I've always looked back and thought, not poor me, but my family wasn't big on education. My family wasn't big on, you're going to be the president. They're like, just don't go to jail. But I always wondered, what could I have done or would I have done had I had more encouragement like that?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. So what we've seen in the proof of our pudding is, so we've been providing leadership development. Some kids started at 2. Some kids start at 13 or 14. It depends on. So the mother is actually the member of the organization. So it depends on when your mother is invited to join the organization. In my case, my boys were 4 and 6. And so they went through leadership development. And we've done all these amazing programs that the moms put together. And for my boys, personally speaking, when they got to college, I have a freshman who's at Howard and then a junior who's at Texas Southern. They have found that matriculating and participating in student government is a little bit easier for them. They have my younger son is at Howard. He's already trying to create his own club. They really encourage the students to create their own clubs for their own interest. And so he's finding it easy to communicate and to do the development because this is the way he's been trained for so many years.
Do you, and I know this is not your expertise, but you're a smart person. Do you think I think it's harder to be a kid now than ever before. Do you agree with that? Or you think that we romanticize the past?
So I think, you know what, to be honest with you, I think it's a little bit of both. So you remember when we were younger, when we would hear our parents say, "Oh, when I was younger, things are different." Where now we're those people. Yeah. So, but you know, when I talk to my boys, they don't feel any different than I felt when I was growing up. They're like, "Well, you know, this is just the way it is. You're being old fashioned, you know," and they are just in tune with today's times, and because they don't know any different, except for when I'm complaining about this is different, they're like, well, what's the big deal? You know, and if you think back, it was the same when we were kids. It's like, what is mom and dad, you know, so complaining about, you know?
Hope you're right. My daughter's a little different from your boys. Keep them away from my daughter. It would not end well with her. Anytime I bring this up, she's like, "Oh my God, Dad, it's so much harder than you had it. I should probably 3,000 would probably help take care of it."
Of course, the money is going to always help them.
So how did you get involved with this?
So I was invited in by a friend in 2011, and there's a process that we call them prospective mothers go through, where we just get a bird's eye view of what the organization does. And then if you're still interested, you can go through initiation. So for me, that was in 2011. And like I said, at the time, my boys were 4 and 6. And when we started, I got right into leadership. I had a 4 and 6-year-old, and they said, "Okay, you're the chair of entertainment for the teens." And I said, "Okay, I only know Kids Bob." So I don't know what teens like, but you know, you get in and you learn by fire. I learned what I needed to do, and that put me on the leadership path so many years ago in the organization. And I can say that I myself have learned a lot of leadership development, have honed in on my own skills. I've learned a lot from the kids, from the moms, the new moms, and our seasoned moms, we like to say. So it's been a learning process of which I appreciate.
Yeah. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to Angela Roan. She's the president of Jack and Jill here, the St. Louis chapter. And I have here on your little dossier that you were responsible for a 2,000 book library for the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes, indeed. So we're so proud of that project. It's called our Lighthouse Literacy Project. And it's an initiative that was actually put forward by our headquarters, which is in Washington, D.C. And so our teen group, so within our chapter, we like to say that we're the sensational 5-star St. Louis chapter. And but within our chapter, every chapter has a teen auxiliary, and we have 48 teens, which are 9th through 12th grade. And so we gave the project to the teen group and just told them, use your leadership skills that you've been learning all these years and come up with a project. We have a national partnership with Boys and Girls Club. So we contacted our local organization. They said, we'd love to have you come. The kids went in. They took the room that was given to them. They completely redesigned it. They painted the room. They came in and had a donation of 2,000 books. They built bookshelves and a nook and brought in rugs. Their idea was to have a outer space room. So it's stars all over the room and all of that. So it is fabulous. And so that they finished actually in this past May. And I actually was there a couple weeks ago talking about the Lighthouse Literacy Room, and they said the kids love it. They love it. And so we're already set to donate more books to them this year and to kind of go in and refresh the room. So we're going to bring some telescopes in for them to learn to use and all that.
Jump in, guys, if you have any questions.
Angela, you mentioned how proud you are of the St. Louis chapter. What is it about St. Louis that you think allows for your chapter to be so strong and be succeeding so much?
I think what makes us so special is we go above and beyond. That is our culture. That is our norm. So if you tell us, oh, we need we need a literacy program, we're probably not just going to go out and build the new little libraries that you see in the community now. We want to say, what's the bigger impact? I always say, to whom much is given, much is required. So I always ask my members, what more can we do? How can we make this bigger? Because of that, we are one of the more stellar chapters in our region. We're in the Midwestern region, and we have earned the coveted 5-star award, which is kind of like the Michelin star for our organization.
Awesome.
Pretty great.
So I've been down here since 1990, one way or the other. After I graduated from law school, I practiced for 10 years and I've been down here ever since. And as we both know, St. Louis is different than when we were 25, right?
Yes.
And
Yes,
people
it is.
just wouldn't, like these guys, like, you wouldn't believe it.
Right.
You wouldn't believe it.
Exactly.
Downtown, you had to wait to go to lunch and like have clubs and everything.
Yes.
So do you get down about it, or being in the trenches like you are, do you have more hope because you see the future?
So I have more hope because I see the future. I work with the future. The kids are our future. And so when you working with them day in and day out, you see what the possibilities are. You see these kids going all over the country to some of the best schools in the country. Some of them are going into the military. And then when you see what they dream of, and you see them going for what they dream of, it just gives you so much hope. It really does.
So many people out there listening right now who have checkbooks, who have talent, who are executives, who are creatives. What can people do to help you out?
So what they can do to help us out, we are actually going to have a huge fundraiser on February 28th called Hearts in Harmony 2. And we will be looking to raise money for our local organizations here. And then we also help to benefit our national foundation, which is just the Jack and Jill Foundation. I would say this year, February, was our first Hearts in Harmony. We raised over $30,000. Through that, we were able to benefit more than 12 organizations here locally. So we will be out in the community asking for support of that so that we can continue to benefit the organizations and hopefully add more to what we've already done.
Okay, we got you back in February.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Nancy Cartwright. You may know me better as the voice of Bart Simpson. On Simpsons Declassified, we're diving into the mysteries that keep the Simpsons forever young. Have you ever wondered how the Simpsons regularly predicts future events? Who better to ask than the show's creators, performers, and writers, the celebrity guests? Be sure to follow and listen to Simpsons Declassified wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
So you guys know the relationship that I have with Bethesda, and Bethesda has Gosh, I don't even know how many communities and buildings and apartments and assisted living and skilled nursing that they have. My mom was at Bethesda Dilworth, and I was very happy with her care there. She passed away there, as you guys know. And they've asked me to talk specifically about their 7 communities for people who are at a sufficient age that you're tired of the shenanigans and you don't want to do your yard anymore. You don't have to worry about upkeep. You can move into one of these 7 apartment buildings and be within walking distance of grocery stores and bookstores and coffee shops and things like that. Let me tell you in particular about Bethesda Terrace, which is down in South County in Oakville. 146 apartments with housekeeping and maintenance provided. Set on 10 acres with a dog park, private courtyard, walking paths, water features. You choose 2 meals a day from breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So if your loved one is anywhere near South County, you'd like to take a look at it, call 314-375-1070. If you're interested in some of the other communities and other areas of our community, go to BethesdaHealth.org.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Attention business owners with a net income over $500,000. You need to work with a tax strategist that understands your entrepreneurial mindset. Download the most recent white paper written by E3 Consultants Group titled The Power of a Professional Tax Strategy Team. Go to e3wealth.com/radio to obtain a copy. It's time to learn about wealth and tax strategies that protect your personal and business economy. E3 is ready to help you think differently about your finances. Educate, empower, enlighten. That's the E3 difference.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Shows Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
At Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, every moment with our patients is a gift. Thanks to supporters like you, children have hope as they fight serious illness and reach incredible milestones. Please donate today at treeofhope.org.
Hello, Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe. Congratulations, KMOX, on your 100th anniversary. We're so excited that you've continued to be an important fabric and part of the St. Louis area.
.221 DGS on KMOX. So, Rach, the early darkness is getting to you?
Oh, man. Yeah, because I just, like, today and yesterday, I feel so down, and I was like, well, what's going on? What's going on? Nothing's actually going on. I just feel sad because the sun isn't there. And yesterday I even tried like laying in a sunbeam in my apartment, and that helped a bit, but I don't know. It's already, things just feel bleh.
Yeah.
They just feel bleh.
The only thing that helps me, and I know it's not ideal, is getting a tan now and then.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of UV.
I can't really do
right,
that.
I know. I mean, I shouldn't either, but.
Yeah, but you're not like us.
No.
Yeah.
Rach and I are kind of related in that way.
Mm-hmm.
I had one of those sunlight lamps for a time, and now I can't find it, but it was just like a little
yeah,
bulb.
Yeah.
It imitates sunlight.
Yep.
So the Barista cups are causing chaos?
Oh my goodness. I told you guys about the Barista cups from Starbucks last week because they came out and they were coming out at the same time as all this Hello Kitty merch. And the Barista cup is a cup shaped like a cute little bear, and it has a straw coming out of the top of its head. And it's very cute. Yes, I understand why people would want it. I briefly wanted it, and then I was like, well, I don't really want to pay $30 for this. It's not worth it to me. Well, it was worth it to many people. People were lining up at like 2:00 in the morning at their Starbucks to try to get these bear cups. and obviously all sold out pretty much immediately. But there are stories from all over the country of people getting in altercations with either Starbucks workers who they are claiming rang up the cups for themselves just as the store opened, leaving the people waiting outside, without anything. There are videos on TikTok of people struggling to I want the cup. I would going back and forth. Grown men fighting with teenage girls trying to get the barista cup. And again, maybe it's the seasonal affective disorder thing. Maybe I'm just thinking about things in a really bleak, negative way. But I look at this situation and I go, this is the kind of stuff Americans get riled up about. Like, of all the things that are going on, this is what moves our meter. This is what mobilizes you to roll out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Can't go vote in a primary, but I'll get up at 1:30 so I can get a stupid cup from Starbucks.
18-year-old girl.
It's just it's a sad state of things. I feel like our culture has just been replaced with buying crap we don't need, and that is what culture is now, instead of any sort of meaningful connection or I don't know. It's not looking good, folks.
I mean, I get wanting a neat little thing in general. I get it. But being mad about it, not getting a cup. What are you, 4? I get my sippy cup.
Is it a nice cup, though? Have you seen it?
It's very cute.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are other cups that are in the likeness of a bear out there that don't come from Starbucks that won't be $30.
Just $30.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's originally I was like, oh, that's cute. Maybe I'll pick one of those up if I see it, when I'm shopping, because there's a Starbucks at my Schnucks. I'm like, well, maybe if Schnucks has one. Oh, $30. Never mind.
I wonder what the secondary market is going.
I can feel the whimsy leaving my body when Wheeler goes into this mode.
What?
Just leaving my body.
Yeah, but I appreciate it because I have no whimsy about this situation. In fact, I'm trying to draw a straight line to the downfall of society because of the barista cup. But I don't think I'm too far off base.
That's the thing my dad would have said when I wanted my Pumas, my blue suede Puma Clydes.
Yeah.
He'd have been like, there are other blue tennis shoes.
See, here's the thing. But at least though you could make the argument those are better than the other blue tennis shoes. They're more comfortable, or they will last longer. They're not as cheap. It's a cup.
This bear cup has a beanie like Dave.
It's a cup.
It does.
There are things where that stuff can matter.
See, there are complications. So
I didn't know about the beanie.
I'm okay with paying a little more for quality clothing or shoes because you're going to use it a lot. And it can make a difference in how long it lasts and how it functions. It's a cup.
What if
it's going to hold the stuff that you're putting in it, and then it's going to be empty, and you're going to fill it back up?
What if your daughter or Susan really wanted one?
Go ahead and try to get it. I'm not standing in line.
Okay. Okie doke.
You might guess.
I think it's a practical way of looking at life. I think Wheeler is doing the right thing. And I think those who are like, oh, stand outside for you, sweetie, you're not doing your kid any favors.
Yeah, for things like that, again, if it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, sure. Your favorite band is coming to town. They may never come back, and I'll stand in line with you. Back in the day, I'll stand in line with you to get tickets. Sure.
What if your favorite band is a bunch of glass bear cups?
The beanies.
One more thing about the
super
cup.
cute beanies.
Cup seems real hard to clean, by the way.
Oh, it's got a lot of little grooves.
Yeah. There's no way you're cleaning it. It's hand wash only, and there's no way.
Is it really? Oh my God.
It's got to be. There's no way
I think
that
all
would
the
be.
Starbucks cups are technically hand wash only. No, I think it's a hard plastic.
Hand wash only too? Come on. You should be paying me to take that.
Well, hard plastic like that, if you put it in the microwave,
you're talking to
the dishwasher.
You're talking to the guy whose literal best friend was a giveaway from the Jell-O Corporation called Puddinhead.
Puddinhead.
But it was free. You didn't have to pay for Puddinhead.
Oh, pardon me. Google AI, the AI overview, is saying that it is glass.
Oh. Even worse, because now you're going to pay $30 and you're going to drop it and it's going to break.
It's going to shatter all
I
over
would
the
love
place.
to fill this thing with some Purple Mountain Dew and be sipping on it in here.
So does it have a Starbucks logo or anything on it?
It does.
Yes.
Like
it should
Andrew
be a
said,
giveaway.
He's wearing a little beanie that says Starbucks.
Yeah,
on
so
it.
you're advertising their company and you need to pay for the privilege to do that?
Bunch of chumps.
Discover the life you want at Fairwinds River's Edge in St. Charles. We deliver a life-enhancing environment that nourishes the mind, body, and spirit as residents lean into joy and embrace purpose in a new age of senior living. Simply put, we have your back so you can put your best foot forward. Join us Wednesday, December 3rd for our holiday craft fair, followed by happy hour with BB Boomers. Visit Fairwinds River's Edge on Facebook to learn more.
Tell you guys about Susan L. Ward. Talk about her pretty much every day. She's not going to be significant to you unless you or someone in your life is going through a divorce or thinking about going through a divorce. And so let's just say that you're in the latter group, that you are thinking about it, but you haven't really told a lot of people yet. The very best thing you can do is talk to a really good divorce attorney who practices specifically in that jurisdiction. Now, the good thing about Susan L. Ward is she has multiple satellite offices. So she spends a lot of time in St. Louis County, but she's also in Jefferson County and St. Charles County and Warren County. And she's just a larger than life figure that everyone knows. Every judge knows her. I am quite positive that every judge respects her, and that's a big deal. You go into court with someone who the judge is going to have a benefit of the doubt for because they know her ethics, they know her intelligence, they know that she probably knows the law as well or better than they do. She's going to get not breaks like as in, but kind of like, tie goes to the runner kind of thing. So talk to Susan. She'll answer all of your questions in detail. Then you'll have a much better basis on which to decide which way to move forward. 314-783-9400, stlfamilylaw.com.
It's time to check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast, which is sponsored by the Poly Agency. Hey, St. Louis, how would you like to see if you, your family, or employees qualify for a health insurance plan that has open enrollment year-round? Call the Poly Agency. We put the SURE in insurance. Call to set an appointment at 636-222-2149.
Cold times continue as we go through our Monday afternoon, but this chill is not going to last. Plenty of sunshine, stays windy, and it's a bundle up 42 degrees for the high. Tonight, clear and cold. Evening temperatures in the 30s, 28 for the low. Tuesday, Veterans Day, partly sunny. Better after a very cold start, but it stays windy on Tuesday. Let's try to get it up to about 57. Wednesday and Thursday, sunny and 65, and we're climbing into the 70s come the end of the week. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
This holiday, give the gift that lasts all season long. Cardinals ticket packs are on sale now, starting at 5, 6, and 10 games. All packs include 2026's top games and favorite giveaways. Backed by popular demand, choose from the opening day pack or the bobblehead pack. Check out the Cubs pack, weekend pack, or apparel pack. There's a pack for everyone. Find your perfect gift right now at cardinals.com/tickets.
And that's grounded up the middle. Diving play. Mason Wynn to his feet. He throws. He got him.
Busch Stadium isn't just a ballpark. It's where St. Louis comes alive. It's where every pitch matters and every cheer feels like home. Season tickets put you right at the heart of it all. And now there's a new way to be all in. Introducing 20-game season ticket plans. Get all the season ticket benefits with more flexibility than ever. Don't miss your chance to own your piece of 2026. Learn more at cardinals.com/tickets.
Here in St. Louis, we take pride in supporting our health and our community. That's why more and more families are turning to Neovitin multivitamins, created by a local physician and made right here in the U.S. using the highest quality domestic and international ingredients. With formulas for men, women, and adults 50 plus, Neovitin helps keep St. Louis families energized, supported, and ready for life. Find Neovitin at your local Dierbergs, Schnucks, and online at neovitin.com. Neovitin. Trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are discussing breast cancer with Dr. Debbie Bennett.
It makes a big difference who's actually interpreting the mammogram images that you get. We make sure that we have an expert team of breast radiologists that specialize in reading mammograms to be sure that we can get you the most accurate read possible.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.wustl.edu.
Fridays mean football. From the zoo to the NFL, We've got your weekend covered.
On three, ready?
It's Friday football on KMOX.
Our segment with Bernie Miklasz is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Time to talk to our pal Bernie Miklasz. Hello, Bern.
Good Monday to you. Hope everybody's getting through it.
So, Bern, we're going to start not with sports, but with philosophy with a little bit of a sports bent to it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, as you know, I'm a thinker. And over the weekend, had a couple gummies, and I'm doing my thinking. And I was thinking about how when people say, hey, I did my best, or hey, your mom and dad did their best, or you know what, the team's doing their best. When I think about it, and I think about the failings that I've had in my life, and I want to say, I'm just doing my best. My best sucked pretty bad. And I'm just curious how you guys think of that, because it's almost become like a forgivable, like, hey, doing their best. And you go, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Sometimes your best just isn't good enough.
Well, that's exactly right. And you can apply it to sports. I mean, there's, I've covered, hundreds of players in all sports where I have no doubt that they're giving it their best, and they did, in fact, give their best during their careers. But if they don't have the talent, it doesn't matter. That's one example of where you can say it, but it really doesn't apply, because you also need some talent. The other thing, though, I mean, I think it's possible to give your best and not succeed. I can't really apply it to myself because, like you, I think the times when I have failed, mostly in my professional life, I had quite a bit of responsibility in that, so it's a cop out to say, well, I did my best. On a level, maybe you do your best, but that's not like doing your best every day or doing everything you possibly could, so there's just various levels of that. I think it can become a crutch and a cop out for people. But I also think I think there's a lot of human beings, including a lot of people I know, that are also too hard on themselves. And they really do give an honest effort, and they try to do their best, but they're going to beat themselves up, and unless something's an astonishing success.
So to take my philosophic thought and make it now about sports,
mm-hmm.
to what, when you look at a professional athlete, let's just take baseball, because that's what we're all mostly into. It's our common language. When you look at a player and someone says they're doing their best, whether they're an all-star or they're batting to $180, how do you know that? Like with the modern training and like a new batting coach or a new sort of something that's going to motivate you more. You're going to bench press more. You're going to throw the ball 2 miles an hour faster. You know what I'm getting at? Like, how do we know that someone's doing their best?
Well, there's no exact way of knowing that. But I think if professional evaluators, let's just use the Cardinals because they're a local example. I think they're a good example of this. When they were stacked with home run hitters and, Gold Glove winners all over the place, and they had true aces in the rotation, and they had pretty much everything a team needed. Well, you could look at the Cardinals and, when they won 105 games in 2004, when they won 100 games in 2005, you look at that, you say, well, they didn't win the World Series, but man, those guys were great. And they pretty much did their best, but they got cold at the wrong time in the World Series itself. And I think that's a fair statement. And you can be disappointed that they didn't finish the deal, but it doesn't make them dogs or underachievers. It's just baseball's kind of funky that way. Things happen because the other side matters too, what they do. It's not an individual sport in that context. But on the other hand, you look at the Cardinals team that they had this past season. It was short of elite starting pitching. It had a bullpen that at times was shaky, but they did great with it. They clearly did not have enough offense. They didn't have enough stars. They didn't have enough power. So they won 78 games. And I would look at that team and say, actually, based on what they should have done, they really did do their best. They actually won more games than they should have. I think it's a case by case basis.
Yeah, and it's different evaluating a group versus an individual, right? So if I'm going to evaluate an individual and say, are they giving the best that they have? A lot of it is, how much time are you putting in? Are you putting in the time in the weight room? Are you putting in the time, if you're a hitter, in the cages and working on the correct things? If you're a pitcher, are you working on your body? Are you working to do, like, it's not just time, but time is a big factor because it does take hours a day to reach what can be your best. And if you're not doing that, you're not going to get there. But for a team, it's a much more nebulous thing, like you described, Bern.
See, I'm gonna go the other way because I think individual baseball players, and I think it applies to other sports. I think I can't say everybody, but I think most of them do everything that they need to do as far as putting the time in.
Most do, yeah.
I want to talk about the guys that do too much. I want to talk about the guys that like spend too much time in the weight room and get themselves so bulked up and so muscle bound that they can't stay on the field. They're always pulling a hamstring or an oblique, something else. I'm talking about guys who spend so much time in the weight room, they tire themselves out, and maybe they go into a game not quite as long as they should. I think there's a lot of overtraining in baseball. I mean, I really believe that. And these guys they all mean well, don't get me wrong, but they spend too much time at the ballpark. So I disagree with you entirely.
Well, I would argue there's another side to that, though, because if they didn't do that, they might not have the physical characteristics that put them in the big leagues to begin with.
But they do that.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, there's a combination of it, but like, there's an overdoing it, which I agree with you on.
Right.
But like Nolan Arenado doesn't have all those gold gloves if he doesn't tirelessly work his entire life.
Well, yes and no. Like there's no one size fits all answer here. But what I'm bothered by is the assumption that there are guys, and there's going to be isolated guys. I agree. But my goodness, compared to when I first started covering baseball until now, even like some of those Whitey Herzog teams, I mean, players are showing up at 5:00.
Right. Standards were different.
Yeah. So that's my point, though. So why did anyone say a word about all those great teams? Well, they're not putting the time in.
That's so interesting.
They were ready to play. They were ready to go. Now players are, get to the ballpark 1:00, 2:00. They're there till 11:00, midnight. Go get some rest.
Bern, you should do an article or a video on this because you're so right. Like, were you giving your best in 1987 versus 2025? Well, that would look completely different.
Yeah, and there's no way to reconcile the two. But my point is that I think today, to the players' credit, they do believe that more work is better. And on one hand, I'm like, you know what? I respect the hell out of that. I really do. But on the other hand, there's almost like this down in major league clubhouses that everyone's trying to outdo each other. And they feel like they got to prove to each other that, well, if you're going to be here, if you're going to put in 12 hours a day at the ballpark, I'll put in 13. And I don't like to generalize it as if like there's a bunch of guys that aren't putting in the maximum effort. I think they all pretty much do.
So let's apply this to Mizzou. From my seat in the bleachers, casual fan, it seems that we kill the bad teams, we beat the good teams, and we lose to the great teams. Is that Mizzou at its current best?
Yeah, they've plateaued as far. Listen, Eli Dierkowitz has done a wonderful job building a program with all the things you need to do. NIL and transfer portal, high school recruiting, raising money, improving facilities, getting the big money people to keep throwing down money to make it even better. But there comes a point in time where, he raised the program to a certain level, But I did a video about this, by the way, that's on STL Sports Central. But now they've stalled out. They're not, and see, when I say they stalled out, some people are going to be like, well, wait a minute. I mean, that's a little too hard. No, it really isn't. They've gotten to a point where they're really good. They beat the teams they should beat. They can't break through against the elite teams. And every number there is affirms that. So, and it's amazing when you look at it. For example, the last 3 years, they've been really, really good. Okay. They're 22-0 against ranked teams, or excuse me, I'm sorry, 22-0 against teams that aren't ranked. Okay. In other words, they're taking care of business. They're beating who they should beat. 22-0. But when they play ranked teams over the last 3 years, they're 5-8, and they don't have a win against a top 10 team or a top 5 team. And when we look at FBS teams, not just SEC teams, Mizzou has not lost a game to an FBS team outside of the SEC. But when they've played and I'm talking about a losing FBS team.
Right.
But when they play an FBS team that's got a winning record, the record is sketchy. It's a little bit over 500, but it isn't great. So Mizzou has not yet to prove that they can play with the big boys, and that's all it comes down to. And that's not an attack; it's a fact.
Yeah, and it's also a big step forward from where it was when Eli came in, and this was true for Gary Pinkel for a lot of years until it wasn't. He's got to take another step forward as a head coach. I mean, Drinkwitz, not Gary.
Yeah, Eli Drinkwitz has got a 292 winning percentage against ranked teams. This is for his entirety at Mizzou, 6 seasons. 292. Gary Pinkel was only a little bit better at 296.
Right.
If you go back to Dan Devine and you go back to Al Onofrio, both of those guys, the legendary Mizzou coaches, they also had losing records against ranked teams, except their losing records were close to 500. They weren't sitting there, of winning like 22% or 25% of the games against ranked teams. So this is Mizzou is still searching to get to that level where you can go into a game against a top 10, top 15, top 18 team with a reasonable expectation of, they're not going to win all of these games, but they can get half.
So
they just can't get there.
This could be a whole segment, what I'm about to ask you right now, but with the remaining time we have, I understand the basics of how the Cardinals compete with the Dodgers and the Yankees, and they spend more money and they this and they that. But how does a Mizzou compete with an Ohio State or like some of the top 5 programs? Do they have just a lot more money? Do they just have a lot more kids wanting to go there because it's a pipeline to the pros? What does a Mizzou have to do?
Well, you mentioned Ohio State, and we could mention Alabama, we can mention Georgia, Texas, we can mention a bunch of them. They just have better access to the top players.
Yes.
And Mizzou, I think that's where Drinkwitz has been pretty damn great, actually, where he's getting players Mizzou never used to get, or not in the number. And he's worked the transfer portal better than just about anybody coaching in the power conferences. But the platform that they have, it's not a blue blood program. You're just not going to get that inside access, that head start, that jump on getting the best of the best. And those teams don't have a problem. And those teams will buy the players that they didn't get coming out of high school. So it's really, really tough. But there's nothing wrong with the facilities. I mean, Mizzou is up to speed on funding and a lot of things. But it's just really hard to put together a roster that's as strong top to bottom as the very best teams that have been elite teams, elite programs for a long time.
Yeah. You got to thread a needle. And, look, a lot of the old school powers are that in part because of geography too. Not all, but a lot are in part because of geography. And that's a hard thing for Mizzou to get because you don't live in Florida or Texas or Pennsylvania or Ohio, highly populated states with huge high school football numbers, California, that kind of thing.
That's right. And I want to say one thing before I go, though. Listen, I had hopes. I had confidence or optimism that Matt Zollers, the kid, would play well Saturday. And he obviously didn't. Okay. So I was wrong about that. I think he's going to be really good, though. But I have to say, and I raised hell about this in my video, I have no idea what that game plan was in the passing game.
Yeah.
I think the word incompetent is actually polite. And I crunched all the numbers on this. What they did all day long was have the kids set up and throw down the sidelines, deep patterns, ball in the air a long time, and setting up on a day where the offensive line could not protect him. When he threw a ball that traveled 20 yards or more to set up to throw a ball like that, it was a 50% pressure rate.
Yep.
A high pressure rate is about 25%. 50% pressure rate, and when he threw 15 yards or more in that area, it was a 40% pressure rate. He didn't have time to make accurate throws, the kind of patterns they were running or the plays they were calling, and yet they never adjusted. They did it over and over and over and over again, and it made no sense whatsoever. So, yeah, I don't think the kid was good. I'm not saying he is. But what the heck were they doing in the 2 weeks where they had to get him ready?
Amen. Totally agree.
You know, they let the kid down. They really did.
All right, buddy. Tell us about Saliga.
All right. Great conversation today. Thank you. Saliga Heating and Cooling is a Daikin Comfort dealer. They've been taking care of St. Louis families since 1927. Same family, taking care of all those St. Louisans. We're one of the families. We're 17 years in with Saliga, and man, I do feel that I am qualified to talk about how great they are. We've been relying on them for a long time, and we know firsthand about their integrity, their professionalism, their honesty, prompt service, knowledge. You can count on them. They're not going to say one thing and do another. They're going to show up when they're supposed to. And the other thing, and I've talked about this just about every time I'm on KMOX with Saliga Heating and Cooling, they always look for the least expensive solutions. They're not coming in our home saying, well, we can probably get them to buy a boiler, or we can recommend this. So that'll be a good payday. No, they're the exact opposite. You know why? They want to save you money because they want your business, and to get your business and to keep your business, they want your trust. They want to earn your trust, and they want to do it every time they come to your home. That sounds old-fashioned. It sounds a little corny, but it's true, and it makes a difference because we know we can count on Saliga Heating and Cooling. One other thing really quick. They have a priority club. It's a maintenance program. It's going to save you money by extending the life of your current equipment. That is definitely true at the Miklas home. They've done that. Hey, find out all you need to find out about Saliga Heating and Cooling, including the phone number, by going to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
Red Kingdom is back at FanDuel Sports Network Live in Ballpark Village. See every game on the largest screen in town. Don't forget about the $25 buckets, $5 cocktails, and the best tailgate food around. Grab your friends along with KMOX and huddle up for the games at the best watch party in town. If you can't make it, but don't want to miss it down, listen to the Chiefs on KMOX or KMOX on the Odyssey app. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
So if, like I always tell you guys, I've been with the same bank for 30 years. They've never been mean to me. So I guess it's really a Dave problem. But I always just feel sheepish going in. And I know how I do and what I have, but I swear if I have to have business with them, I just sort of hat in hand, you know? And when I met the guys at First Missouri Credit Union and I went in and I opened my accounts and now I go in there all the time, it's just different. It's just more laid back. It is more aggressively, but not performatively nice. Everyone's really going out of their way to make you feel welcome. And especially when you actually sit down with someone and say, hey, look, I blew my engine, or my kid blew their engine in their car, and it's going to be $7,000. And there's not that much equity in the vehicle. We need a signature loan. Banks don't do that. We do. And when you need to invest, 4.27% on your checking a loan up to $100,000, you could do a lot worse. 2 locations down on Lee May Ferry in South County, 314-544-5050, the number 1 STMOCU.org.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh.
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Welcome back, DGS 253. You know what I hope my family really, really likes? Gifts from the TikTok shop at Christmas. I went on a bender this weekend. Just sitting there, minding my own business, watching TikTok. And then up comes this adorable coffee mug. I'm like, oh my God, Nick would love that. Bought.
Shaped like a bear, holding with a
Then
beanie.
here comes another one. Then here comes this, and here comes that. I spent $500. I got a bunch of gifts. I'm lined out, but they could all be crap.
Were they just like cool ones that caught your attention, or were they those ones like this one will change your life?
No life changers.
Okay.
Although my life changes pretty quickly and easily. You know, you give me a coffee mug with a really dirty saying on it I can give to my 20-year-old daughter, and my life has changed.
Oh, see, that's fine. That's just a novelty gift. I love the ones, I'm always tempted by the ones that are like, this one will make this menial task easy and fun. Like, no, it won't, but I like thinking about it. Because what are the odds it actually works?
See, it's funny. I don't think I'm ever attracted to those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, for example, do you have anything?
No, just like a different way to...
What about the ShamWow?
like that kind of thing.
I was excited about the ShamWow.
But that kind of thing.
I completely fell for the ShamWow infomercials, and then I got one. I'm like, it's a freaking towel.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
I'll tell you this about me. The more useful something is, the less I want it.
I'm all for anything that might make an annoying task easier.
You know, I think that's true. I bet in my life I've spent 80% of my money on stupid stuff.
Hey,
I'm not proud of it.
But in that case, though, if it's something that's like, I'm buying it just to amuse myself.
Oh, right. I've been amused in this life.
It's easy to feel apprehensive about getting screened for cancer or to just keep putting it off. But Siteman Cancer Center wants to remind you how important it is, especially after the age of 40. And they also want you to know how easy it is to get it done. GetScreenedNow.com has all the information you need on cancers like prostate, breast, colon, lung cancer. You can also find out your risk of disease by answering just a few simple questions. And then you can find one of the hundreds of screening locations in the area. Even if you're a little farther out, there is probably a place near you. You have heard this before, but catching cancer early dramatically increases the odds of a successful treatment, especially with so many cancers showing up earlier in life. So do not be intimidated. Siteman will make the process as simple as possible. GetScreenedNow.com. Do it for your family and friends who count on you. Do it for yourself. Visit GetScreenedNow.com.
Hey, just check the mail. We've been invited to a seminar and dinner is free.
It's going to be chicken, and it'll taste like Play-Doh.
Don't be fooled. All seminars are not the same. For example, Steve All, an investment advisor representative and founder of the All Financial Group, is hosting a taxes and retirement seminar at his office in Chesterfield on December 10th. Come meet Steve's newest advisor, Tracy Richardson, as she discusses the big beautiful bill, taxes on your Social Security, and more. Tracy will not only cover the hurdles you can face in retirement, but ways to keep more money in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's. This is a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
You know, hon, I've always been interested in us buying a timeshare.
I'd rather eat Play-Doh.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Many families in Missouri and Illinois live in freezing conditions. They can't afford utilities.
HeatUpStLouis.org has helped thousands. 100% of public donations help neighbors stay warm.
Please help HeatUpStLouis.org.
Many families in our region are living paycheck to paycheck, or others may be seniors or disabled neighbors on fixed incomes. Please drop off a check payable to Heat Up St. Louis to any Commerce Bank associate. Thank you.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we have sunshine, 37 degrees, feels like 29 downtown at the Arch. I'm Maria Kina in for Michael Calhoun. Many Democrats are furious at the Senate shutdown deal.
While the Senate voted to move ahead with the bill to reopen and fund the government, Democratic leadership is not on board.
I cannot support the Republican bill that's on the floor because it fails to do anything of substance to fix America's healthcare crisis.
Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Republicans had their chance to fix it.
And they blew it.
And while Senate Republicans basically gave Dems a pinky promise to bring a vote on healthcare in December, House Leader Hakeem Jeffries doesn't buy it.
They don't operate in good faith.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
CBS News correspondent Jim Krasula has another example of neighbors reaching out as the government shutdown lingers on.
Holly Johnson and her husband felt a need to help those in central Iowa who SNAP benefits have been suspended because of the federal government shutdown. They've set up an emergency food pantry on the front porch of their home in Waukee, Iowa.
No questions asked. We trust you. Come get what you need. Feed your families. I think the need is actually greater than we even imagine.
The Johnsons estimate they've given away some $5,000 worth of donated food and household items. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
It appears the Trump administration is continuing to fight to withhold full SNAP benefits. A church's food pantry in Grand Center broken into not once, not twice, 3 times.
This is Stuart McMillan.
When I called back, I'm like, hey, this is the 3rd time we've been burglarized in a week.
I spoke with Carlton McKinney Jr., running an 85-year-old food pantry at St. Luke's Memorial Missionary Baptist Church. On Tuesday the 4th, thieves broke a window and took most of the dry goods. 911 was called, but no St. Louis City officers came. On Saturday, another window was broken. Most of the freezers emptied. Still no police came. Sunday, an officer finally arrived after the front door had been smashed in.
Well, as I'm calling the police, as I'm pulling up to the building, the door was shattered. And I was like, oh my God, they came in. This was full of clothes.
The donated food was supposed to be handed out to the needy this Saturday, but it was all taken. McKinney says any donations coming in now are going to be stored secretly.
Now, KMOX confirms with the St. Louis Police Department, they did file a report yesterday, but say that the notes from the initial 911 call say that the caller canceled the request for police at that time. From the business desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. President Trump is floating the idea of sending money to Americans using revenue from tariffs. He wants to pay out $2,000 per person. CBS's Weijia Zhang explains such a dividend isn't that easy to achieve.
Rebates and stimulus payments are issued through the tax code, and that will require Congress to pass new legislation that authorizes the Treasury Department to release this money.
And at 3:03, it is time for a check of the St. Louis Business Index. And we check in with Senior Vice President for Investments, Scott Bedell. Good afternoon, Scott.
Good afternoon, Maria. Hello, everyone. As the end of the government shutdown comes into view, the major stock indexes took the likely good news to heart, propelling prices higher. In today's trade, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 381 points, or just about 0.8% to 47,368. The Standard & Poor's 500 index did better, up 1.5%. At 6,832, while the NASDAQ composite had the best performance today, climbing 2.25% to close at 23,527. Locally, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index closed just about unchanged at 1,578. Checking on some local stock movers, Amdocs gained 1% at $85.49. Enterprise Financial Services up 1.4% at $53.49. Stifel Financial added 0.1% at $121.86. On the downside, Charter Communications lost 4.25% at $210.45, while Centene tumbled a little less than 9%. They closed at $34.24. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stifel.com.
A check of traffic eastbound 270 past Hanley. Watch out for a stall. Northbound 55 at Bayless. There is a stall and another stall. Westbound 44 before Lindbergh. The weather is sponsored by the Pauley Agency, St. Louis. How would you like to see if you, your family, or employees qualify for a health insurance plan that has open enrollment year-round? Well, you can call the Pauley Agency. They put the sure in insurance. Call to set up an appointment at 636-222-2149.
No question the winter flip has taken place, but there is an early fall flip on the way this week. The wild ride continues. Plenty of sunshine on this Monday afternoon. It's windy and it's a cold day. Bundle up out there. 42 for the high. Tonight, clear skies and cold down to 28 degrees. Another hard freeze for everybody. Tuesday, Veterans Day, partly sunny. It's a cold start, but it's better in the afternoon, though. It will be windy. 57 degrees. Tuesday night, clear skies, 44. Wednesday and Thursday, sunny and nice, 65 each afternoon. How about into the 70s come Friday and into the weekend? From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
St. Peter's still at 38 degrees. Florissant at 37 and downtown at the Arch. It feels like 29, but the actual temperature 37. I'm Maria Aquino, KMOX News.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
Looks like autumn has arrived, and all fall long, a Metro Transit Day Pass is still just $5, which makes you just one click away from your one-day mental health fall getaway. Plan your trip at metrostlouis.org.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Few minutes past 3 p.m. Happy Monday to everybody. Let's do a little DGS happy hour. I'm going to start it off with, you guessed it, something existential. I got to quit gummies. It's just ruining the show. Ruining the show.
Why is it ruining it?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm always like, if you were a potato chip.
Well, there are also some of those things we get the most comments on from listeners.
This is true.
Ruffles.
It is genius. That would be a pretty good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll take Ruffles.
Yeah, I might be a Cheeto.
Kettle.
Rach?
Maybe like a nice salt and vinegar kettle chip.
There you go.
Here's my question. as we know, in this country, we pretty much make this social contract where we're going to go to school for 15 years plus, then we're going to work for 40, and then we're going to survive in some way for another 20, 25 years. Should there be an alternate route for people who say, I just don't want to do that? I'm willing to be productive. Should there be like it's the word I'm looking for. There's a perfect word, like a course or a trail to navigate. If you just go, I don't want to do it. Don't want to go to school all those years. I don't want to be an accountant. I don't want to be this. Should there be something other than poverty that people can go do?
Well, I mean, the problem is, at what age are we capable of making decisions for ourselves? Because we can't legally make decisions for ourselves till we're 18. Right? So, I mean, you don't want like a 10-year-old to opt out of school because they don't like homework.
Right, but don't get too caught up in that. Just more in general, even if you did it by family.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the path out of that is being a creative person. Do comedy, do music, do art, do something like that. I mean, again, I think it's hard because you are committing to risk there, right? Right. There's a difference between getting a job as even a young lawyer, getting a job at a law firm, and you got a path and there's a structure to it versus, well, you'll do as well as people like your stuff. I think that's that's kind of the.
I guess I'm thinking more like if there were sanctioned communes like in Midsummer, not a great example, but where it's just like, oh yeah, no, Glover, yeah, he and his family, they're part of the Tragos, and they raise food and they raise goats and they write and they.
So a hippie commune.
Kind of.
Yeah, like validity of those things in society.
Respect and validity.
Yeah, notwithstanding, those things do exist.
But
like,
it's not a life of luxury.
It's not a life of luxury, and it's not like like society doesn't reward necessarily, I think, like the greater society.
Let me take another shot at this. When you look at society the way it is, and if you don't quite fit in or you don't quite like it, or someone doesn't, do you go, yeah, wish in one hand, crap in the other, too bad, so sad? If you don't do what society is going to favor, then you're going to be poor and you might die. Or do you look at it and go, how did we get here? We're just born in this place, and then we got to pay to stay here. And what's up with that? And what's up with this?
So what's the piece of the puzzle that makes someone poor? Like not going to college or
not being productive in the way that our society thinks of productive?
Okay. I don't know the solution for like, I want the spoils of a society without contributing to that society. I don't think there's a way to make that work. So if what you seek is like material things, like you're going to have to apply yourself to one of these areas of society that results in material things.
And I guess we have a pretty good example of it just looking at like the way America runs itself, the way Japan runs itself.
Sure, yeah.
The Nordic countries, they're way different than we are. They're much smaller. They have higher taxes. Everything's free.
I think that would be, so clearly we've evolved this way because back in the day, it was beneficial to the tribe that each person had something to contribute.
Aha.
Because you couldn't survive without it.
Until your guys, the man, took that and monetized it.
Well, until it grew extra large, right? Until it grew beyond, well, let's be honest, let's be beyond even the size of some continents. Part of our problem here is that we're so big. And it's really hard to find it. I mean, like, how do you... So we talk about the smaller countries. Like if you wanted to live more of that lifestyle, there are places in the world you could try to move to that are going to accommodate less of the being a cog in the machine, right?
Yeah.
Where it works a little differently, and there are places, but it's maybe not your place or like where you live. You can try to create it, but it's so big at this point. I don't know that you can go any other direction. Because again, like I think at its root, it was this is basic survival for our species. If everybody in our group doesn't do something, we're not going to make it. We have to have warriors and we have to have hunters and we have to have maybe those skills overlap. So maybe they do a little bit of both. We have to have people who care for the kids during the daytime when the hunters are out hunting. We have to have all of these different things. You have to have a medicine person. You have to have people who know how to run the crops. And that's how society built. Instead, because before that, wasn't everybody just a nomad? You're just kind of like hunting and gathering. Maybe that's the path. If that's what you want, is more of just the freedom to do what you want as opposed to luxury. Because I think luxury comes with complexity.
Okay. Interesting thought.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I was trying to get at too, is it's like, I think you can absolutely exist in American society without buying into like the typical American blueprint of a life. But what you have to accept is that like people are going to look at you and be like, oh, okay, well, you know, like people are going to look down on you.
You're going to be an outlier.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's fine, but you have to have the confidence to make that work for yourself. I don't know if there's a way to have your cake and eat it too and be like, I'm not existing within this society, but please, society, give me all of your respect. Like, I don't know how that would work, really.
I mean, because what's the equivalent? I mean, like, I know this is one version of it, but you can be the live off the land person. Just have a cabin and hunt what you eat, grow what you eat. You can do that. Now
I could do that for up to 2 weeks. I'd be dead.
I know, but like it's an option. But what would the other option of that look like?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to live in a city or in a suburb, where are you going to live? How are you going to make the money to live there?
In your experience, 34 years, 52, 53 years, do you look at the United States the way we have it? And I know, Wheels, that you hate billionaires.
Not all of them.
But do you look
just the
at
jerks?
Our system and go, fair enough. Okay. Everyone gets to choose. You can be a gunner and try to be Jeff Bezos, or you can live in a monastery. Like, okay.
I actually think the best version of it all is when all things are at least philosophically geared towards what's good for the group. And that doesn't mean we don't have billionaires, but maybe we don't allow billionaires the amount of power that we allow them now beyond their financial means. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's okay to have success and it should be encouraged, because how else do you have innovation? How else do you find groundbreaking things without someone having the incentive to do it? You know what I mean? I mean, like, if you want people to push the boundaries and do great things and do bigger things and new things, there has to be some reward at the end of it. And it doesn't have to be billions, but I mean, that's one thing that people are motivated by. What motivates people to do things? Because we do need to innovate. We do need new things. We do need new ideas. At the same time, there should be more protections for the majority of people. Because most people, just by the odds, forget how hard you work. This goes back to the thing we talked about earlier with Bernie. There are a lot of people that worked at full capacity, 100% effort, and they can't make billions or more millions or whatever based on either capability or just luck, because some of getting to those levels is luck. Right? I mean, just like a professional athlete, some of it's luck. You're born 6'8" and you have the ability you're coordinated. Like that's not because you did it. You were born like that. There's some luck involved in all success. It's not entirely luck, but there is an element of it. Even your intelligence level is somewhat luck. You're born with a certain capability. You can maximize what you have, but it's not like everybody can be Albert Einstein.
Rach?
So the original question is, do I think society is working for everyone as it exists now?
No, not exactly. More just spitballing. More like you're an alien, you land, you get the gist of it. Do you look at our society and go, fair enough?
Yeah, I mean, I guess for the most part. I mean, there are parts of society that I think maybe if you're a part of that society, you're caught up and you think everyone's doing, like, for example, we've talked before, Dave, about like how for like my generation and the generation your son is in, we don't really have this huge drive to like, I'm going to get my mini mansion in the suburbs. A big reason for that is it feels more out of reach. Mm-hmm. But there's this sentiment, I think, a lot from older people that it's like there's some sort of moral failing that I don't strive for the mini mansion, as if that's like the ultimate way to live. I think you just have to figure out what works for you.
Yes.
And go from there, and kind of like, you want to exist within society. You want to get along. You don't want to hurt other people. But at the same time, like, who cares what the rest of society thinks? You need to pursue what's going to actually fulfill you and what's doable in your life.
And one thing I think happens a lot is that, and maybe I'm just such a late bloomer that it's been true in my life, but it seems to me like it takes you into your at least early middle age, if not full middle age, to really go, oh, okay, this is who I am, and I'm different in these ways. These are my choices. Holy crap, I'm 61. You know what I mean? I think that probably happens to a lot of people.
I think you're right.
Not so much that you're a CEO and you realize you should have been a bohemian and just lived the life of a hippie, but it's just kind of addictive. It takes a certain time in life to figure it out at all.
Yeah.
And so many times by that time, you're sort of committed.
I mean, the thing you're talking about is basically a form of wisdom, right?
Yes.
But it takes experience to gain it.
Yes.
You can't just read it and you don't just inherently have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a line about that something like youth is wasted on the young or something like that. I forget. It might be that, but it's something loosely like that. In other words, when you don't know things, you have all these great benefits, but you don't know how to put them all to use because you can't. You can't know what a 50-year-old knows when you're 20.
Yeah. It's so absolutely true for me. At 61, if I could truly start over and know what I know now, my life would be completely different. 100%. And I think I said that in my 40s, but I was wrong.
Yeah. And you're probably, 10 years, probably look back and say you didn't know enough here now.
But then again, I have acquired my wisdom through combat.
Sure.
Not by being smart, not by listening to my elders, not by reading. I did all those things, but I did them, one, performatively, and two, just for the sake of them. And whatever wisdom there was to take, I'm like, oh, that's a piece of wisdom. I'm going to stick in my pocket. Whoops, I dropped it. It was only until life kicked the crap out of me that I figured anything out.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original, present 100 years of KMOX.
1965 was a year of progress in St. Louis.
There when St. Louis celebrated.
It would stand higher than any monument in the land.
What's that? Alarm whistle. I don't know. Steamboats, I guess, celebrate.
Finally, 32 years after Luther Ely Smith began forming an image of a revitalized St. Louis riverfront, the Gateway Arch was complete.
And atop the final section, a big American flag blowing freely in a brisk wind.
It represents a very important part of our national history.
It's a new era for St. Louis, and millions of people will be coming to view this engineering and architectural wonder.
There for every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Brought to you by Together Credit Union. Competitive rates to help you save more and borrow smarter. Visit togethercu.org.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
This is Megan Lynch. 250 doctors go to Ophthalmology Associates. That's why I trust them. Ophthalmology Associates, 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
Hi, I'm Wendy Weiss, KMOX alum, and to everyone who's been a part of the KMOX legacy, congratulations on 100 years.
.324 DGS. Dave Murray joins us on the other side of this break. Who's got something else they want to jump in for the DGS happy hour? Mr. Wheeler?
I got one. Andrew and I were kicking this around pre-show. So if I told you that one of the biggest stars in Hollywood is a rage baiter on TikTok, that they have an anonymous account and they go on there just to mess with people because it makes them laugh, could you guess who that is?
Devin Wheeler.
Can you give us a hint?
I can give you some. So this is a person. This person admitted this in an interview. So this is not like a rumor.
Okay.
This is a person who leads movies in this current day and age. Relatively, I mean, to our viewpoint, I would say on the relatively young side, but not like brand new.
Okay.
Is it a fella or a female?
It's a lady.
Is it Jennifer Lawrence?
It is.
I knew it.
I knew it. That was the whole point of my question. Was would anybody get it?
I just guessed. But of all the people, she just seems like she would admit that in an interview.
She
first
did.
of all, like
She did.
she does keep it pretty real, and yeah, she seems like she would get entertainment out of doing that.
So even someone that's wildly successful and super wealthy enjoys just rage baiting people on social media, anonymously, of course. I find that to be a little weird. I'm not going to lie. I feel like if I don't do it now. I could easily have an anonymous account where I'm just picking fights. I don't do it now. Why would I do that if I was that wealthy and successful?
I feel like here's the trouble, right? Is that you'd like to think, right? You'd like to think that if you hit that level of like success and wealth and whatever, you'd like to think like you would be above feeling like you want to
rage bait
people on TikTok or whatever. And I think the reason that this sounds so troubling to us, or at least to me, is that it perhaps is proof that it doesn't. Even if you were to achieve massive success and Oscar statuettes and supreme wealth.
Well, I mean, those things don't necessarily make you happy. Those things don't necessarily fulfill you or make you feel like your life is good.
Yeah, that sucks.
If you don't,
what are we all working so hard for?
But it does for other people, though. That's the point. Like some people, I mean, I would guess the majority of people in her position aren't doing that.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is this is just proof that it's like, oh, I reached my goal. I'm good. Like happily ever after. That is not a real thing at all. Because Jennifer Lawrence, she has an Oscar. She has, I think, another kid on the way. She has a kid with her husband. She has millions of dollars. Gorgeous woman, famous. Anyone would know her anywhere. And I'm not saying like, and she has a darkness looming inside her, but there's something going on where she's like, oh, this is fun. I'm getting something out of this. Like if you don't address whatever that is inside of you, it doesn't matter what like material things or accomplishments you can point to. Like if you have a problem within yourself, and I'm not saying Jennifer Lawrence does.
No,
she's
that's a
just
good
part
point,
of the
though.
example. If you have a problem within yourself that you haven't fixed yet, like it's gonna keep sticking around.
Yeah, good call.
Tell you guys about Triton Exteriors. We had a little bit of wind, like 25-mile-an-hour gusts over the weekend, which I like. That's not quite in the knock a tree down on my house kind of phobia that I have. But it's November, and we got more weather coming. So whether it is your roof or siding or gutters or fences, just anything on the outside of your home, stuff you don't want to fix, stuff that's not fun, stuff that you just write a check for or your insurance company writes a check for because it was damaged in some way that you didn't see coming. Triton is a hospitality company, a personal service company, over 700 online reviews that are just great. We take care of you. We take care of your home. It's just that simple. We're going to get back to you the same day, probably get out to you the same day or the next. And if we tell you it's going to take 3 days to get it done, it's going to be $18,000. You can take that to the bank. And if you want to go over every detail in the proposal, then Tim or one of his guys will be happy to do that. 314-717-1159, Triton-STL.com.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got a few crashes out there this afternoon. One of them on the highways right now, westbound 44, just west of Kings Highway. The right lanes are blocked. It's only jammed back to Vandeventer right now. After that, it's just the right lane's a little busy. Guard at 270. Westbound 64, you're slow west of the Science Center out to McCausland. It's slow from Lindbergh all the way to 270. Looks good through the valley and good in St. Charles County, believe it or not. Westbound 70 is great shape from downtown all the way out to Wenzel as well. South 270 slow from Olive down to about 64 through Manchester, and then it's slow again, 44 most of the way down to Gravois. Southbound 55, Gaskin 8 Bates, the usual slow stuff. In Jefferson County, it doesn't look bad. Northbound lanes of Commercial Boulevard at Main Street and Peevely are blocked by an injury crash. Dr. King at Kinlan, we've got an injury crash. Signal problems reported. Telegraph at 255. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
i3 Broadband, where in the spirit of the season, you can feast on 100% fiber internet. Whether you're shopping, streaming, gaming, or gathering, you need reliable and fast internet, and that's the good stuff you can stuff yourself on when you have i3. They always mirror upload and download speeds. They have a price lock guarantee, and you get unbeatable value, support, and service. Call today, 877-976-0711. They have plans for any budget, and you're likely to pay less money for better service compared with whoever currently provides your internet. That's i3 Broadband, i3Broadband.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic
If you are
Center.
the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants. So
We called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
they came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
The countdown to kickoff starts here. Friday's focus on Mizzou, the Chiefs, and the NFL, only on KMOX.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, pennmutual.com/STL. Times are always changing, but Penn Mutual stands the test of time. The 178-year young mutual company is leading the way in life insurance. Ask your independent advisor or go to pennmutual.com/STL.
Welcome back, guys. DJ Ash from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. Dave Murray joins us.
I should have texted Andrew for a different bump in song because today is the 50th anniversary of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Wow.
That's what Stone in Love is about, I think.
Oh, yeah. He's right.
So we actually, it turns out it's a good song.
Okay.
He's right.
Okay.
I was sitting here thinking, how is those two things connected?
I remember so well when I started getting into music. And then I heard someone say, like, I love every kind of music. And I'm like, that's going to be me. And I remember trying to love every kind of music. And I ran into the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Like, yeah, there's no love in this.
Oh, come on. That's the greatest weather song story ever. Love it.
I guess. You got
No,
eyes.
I'm looking.
You got
I'm
eyes
not
popping out of heads, and
yeah, it's a fascinating story, especially the first time you heard it. It's like, oh, wow.
I'll tell you this though, I really do. And Wheels, this is for you too. Growing up where you did, I am sure that I completely underestimate the Great Lakes and how dangerous they are, and how big they are, and the shipping lanes.
Oh,
and
yeah, they're huge.
To me, they're like a bigger version of the Ozarks.
Oh, no.
No,
They're like
they're
small
like
oceans.
Yeah, they're an ocean. For all practical purposes, they're oceans.
Dave, can I ask, what are some other great weather songs in pop culture?
I love A Rainy Night, Eddie Rabbitt.
Okay.
Let It Rain, Clapton.
Mm.
There you go. There's a couple right there. Off the
Nice.
top
Isn't
of
there
my
a song
head.
that's got about like the lightning and the thunder?
He's got a whole playlist. He's got a whole mixtape.
That's right.
It's
The
just
mixtape. There
weather
you go.
songs.
Woohoo.
Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
There you go.
See? I can play.
Come on.
He puts it on and he just stares at Janice until she notices that it's all weather related. She goes, "Oh, is this your weather play?" And he's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
she's into. You know what? She's into weather too. So it's,
Thunder.
yeah.
One of my first memories was my mom had a cassette of Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
There we go.
Listening to that in the van, and I was like, man, I hate this.
That's a great song. I was literally just about to say, what a great song
Oh,
that
I'm
is.
with Rach. I'm Team Rach on that one.
You know what weather song terrified me as a kid? The Itsy Bitsy Spider.
There's a lot of drama in that
There's a
song.
lot of drama.
Well, is it the part that it's a spider? What if it was a
Human hand?
just like a little cute guy instead of a spider?
Yeah, it was more like the fact that it just comes, and of course I was little, so I believed it. I didn't realize what songs were, and like when it comes, doesn't it come back out the spigot or something like that?
Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
Yeah,
Out
and-
came the sun and dried up all the rain. And
There
then he
you go.
climbs up.
and then the spider comes out again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any-
Sisyphean legend, if
Any
ever there was
gutter just scared the hell out of me.
What's that on
Wait,
your
why
shoulder,
the-
Dave?
why the
There's
gutter?
something on your shoulder.
Because the Itsy Bitsy Spider drew up the
water spout.
Water
Why is
spout.
that the thing that bothers you, though? Not the spider. The spider's the scary part.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they came out the gutters
Oh, okay.
in my mind.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I would give a
Okay.
really wide berth.
How
Yeah.
were you feeling about this? Isn't weather
But he was
related.
itsy bitsy. Why would that be weird?
Yeah, you don't know where the Itsy Bitsies go.
What about Humpty Dumpty? Did that one screw you up pretty
Yeah,
bad?
it did. And Humpty Dumpty was the first time I thought to myself, we're writing these songs. Like, who? What sort of
Let's
freak?
get
do
a
you have
better
to-
ending.
Yeah,
here.
what sort
Yeah.
of freak do you have to be to
Well,
write songs?
Yeah,
like
you
this?
could have written anything there.
Weren't
You
all
chose to
those-
write that.
All those kids songs though that everybody's saying, they were from like the 1300s England, weren't they? They were like old.
Yeah.
Because one of what's it? Ring Around the Rosie is about the plague.
Right.
What's Humpty Dumpty again? Is that the
egg? Or
no, the real story.
Yeah, it's about the egg that fell off the.
Yeah,
wall.
no. There's a
But
real
he's not
story
an egg.
behind it. It's like it's about.
Yeah, that is the real story. It was an egg guy. He was real.
It was an egg guy.
It was all the inbreeding of the royal family.
Yeah, he really existed like that.
They just threw an egg once. Dave
Hey,
Samus.
Barry on the comment line here. Katrina and the Wave, Walking on Sunshine.
There you go.
I like
There's a
that
song
one.
for you.
Dave, would you join us for some Sweet 16 in the future if we did weather-related stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh,
there you go.
That's fun.
Fun.
We'll be in touch before I know it. Say, okay, give me a bunch of stuff.
So this week seems like sort of a reverse of last week.
We're on such a crazy ride. Did you see any flurries? Did you have
No, I
flurries?
didn't.
At your
We had a
place?
little tiny bit in Alton, just a little tiny bit, like
Okay.
in the middle of the night, I think.
Was it cold enough for you?
I loved it.
I know you did.
I totally loved it. Yeah, if there weren't any flurries on my couch, I didn't see them.
I'm glad they weren't on your couch. We will start to go now. Tomorrow out the door is very cold. We're going down into the 20s again overnight tonight. Be a lot of clouds around in the morning, so it'll feel extra cold. But we're going to jump to 57 in the afternoon. But it's still windy on Tuesday, so it's going to be chilly. 65 and sunny on Wednesday. Thursday, partly sunny, 64, 65. Friday and Saturday, sunshine, 75 each day. And then on Sunday, periods of rain come in from a storm off the West Coast and 62, even with the rain. Still not too bad. Man. I know.
That's just crazy. Headlines, Rach.
Brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. According to a new survey conducted online by the Harris Poll, most Americans feel lonely and disconnected. They surveyed more than 3,000 U.S. adults ages 18 and older. 62% of U.S. adults reported social division as a significant source of stress in their lives. And they are also very lonely.
Get a dog, get a cat. You'll be fine. Just saying.
It does help.
You
It
just
does
shocked
help.
Wheeler.
Man, I like dogs. I think it's about more than that. I do think people need to actively get out more.
Yes.
Like so
And
many
a dog
so-
will get you out.
So
A
many
dog
habits
gets
have
you out.
changed since COVID. And you
Yeah.
have to try to go back to your pre-COVID habits. Because it ain't COVID anymore. And that changed. I mean, think about that. How many people's lives are you used to go do things and then that stopped and you're like, well, not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to not be lonely if you're just at home all the time.
We talk a lot about how Gen Z doesn't drink as much as the previous generations, but a new survey about drinking during the holiday season finds that Gen Z and millennials have big plans to imbibe this holiday season. 77% expect to drink the same amount or more alcohol during the holidays this year. And 64% reported they typically consume more alcohol during the holidays than at other times of the year.
Would that be cope, or would that be just hey, you're at parties and
I think
there's
it's-
alcohol at parties?
It's probably both. I think some people probably drink to cope with their situation. I do usually end up drinking more during the holiday season because it's like the work Christmas party or you're getting together with family. I'm not like doing a keg stand or anything like that, but I just don't typically have a drink on a weeknight. That's going to be a lot more available during the holiday season.
What if we were all at a party where they're doing keg stands next to the Christmas tree?
Be fun.
Be a hell of a Christmas party.
Seems to me that the basic way it goes in America, at least, is if you go to college and most people drink their faces off, and then you either kick it or you don't. And then, like for me, into my 20s, like law school and stuff, there's about a 5-year period that if you saw a snapshot of that, you would think 100% alcoholic. I was drinking every night, mixed drinks, 10 mixed drinks a night, every night. And then when I stopped, I just stopped. It just wasn't a problem.
Was it more social? Like out with people and
It's mostly with my roommate, Rick.
Oh, okay.
We weren't like,
I
out
get you.
looking for girls or clubbing. We were just hanging out. But it was just like, I'm 24. When am I not going to drink? You know what I mean? So
U.S. Airlines canceled more than 2,500 weekend flights, largely due to the government shutdown. Hopefully that gets better.
I saw.
Don't you wish we could kick the government in the balls?
Yes.
Like this,
hard.
It just isn't fair that we just went through this ridiculously asinine, stupid, no reason for it, zero justification, shutdown, had all this pain. Some of it will never be able to be fixed. And now we're just like, okay, we're going to go back. Like,
Yeah.
You want to be able to do something.
Yeah. I saw Adam Kinzinger say over the weekend that he said the whole 10% reduction was for show. He's like, that extra 10% is not going to make the lives of flight traffic controllers, what do they call them?
Yeah.
Air traffic controllers.
Yeah.
It's not going to make their lives any easier because they still have 90% to deal with and they're still not getting paid.
Right.
Like, how does that fix them not getting paid?
I don't know the answer to this, but do congressmen and senators get paid
Yes, they
during
sure
the
do.
shutdown?
They do.
Well, that's how you stop this monkeyness.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
Hey, you
the
know
people
what?
to vote a difference would be the Congress people. So
yes, well,
yeah.
You know, the old cliche, if we did our jobs, we could make them do theirs. And we don't.
Let's see. Leaked documents show that Meta makes billions of dollars from scam ads.
Wow, man.
Actually, about 10% of its revenue in 2024, that's approximately $16 billion, came from running ads for scams and banned goods.
So they're getting paid to run scams.
Correct.
Or to allow scams to run.
Correct.
And
they
that's
were-
not a spot where the government cracks down on a major corporation.
Well, a Meta I'm going to make you feel a lot better, Wheels. A Meta spokesperson stated these leaked documents present a distorted view of the company's efforts to combat fraud and scams, and they aggressively fight against such
Sure you
activities.
do.
So I feel better
Yeah,
now because
I'm
Meta
fine.
says
Sure you do.
that they're working on
I'm
it.
fine.
Sure you do.
I think they really care about us, and they're
It's
going to
kind of like
protect
the
us.
shutdown. Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah.
I know I'm off on a bender today, but apropos of this story Rach just did, how rare is it that you are positively impressed with a person, group, or company where you go, wow, you're actually better than I thought you would be, as opposed to this where you're like, I thought you guys were pretty essy and you're even worse than I thought.
That seems to be the more common one right
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Like, I knew you guys were shady, but man, I didn't know how bad that was.
Let's do one more story here. Something to keep in mind over the holiday season. Delivery apps just aren't great for the restaurant business. Nearly 3/4 of U.S. restaurant meals are now eaten outside the restaurant. And basically 23% of profits in some cases can go to delivery companies. So, I mean, I understand the convenience of doing DoorDash, Uber Eats every once in a while, but ultimately, if you want to support your friends in local restaurants, just swing on by and pick it up,
Go
or
there.
even better, go in and sit down and enjoy your meal
So
in
true.
the restaurant.
Point of parliamentary procedure. Isn't it so stupid that Wheeler can say shady, but I can't say my SH word?
I thought he was saying the other one. I was like,
They're just
let's go.
two vowels. That's it. Two different
Yeah.
vowels. Do you think for real, is that still a thing in 30 years?
I hope not. It's so dumb.
You wouldn't think so, especially on like that word.
But I
We've been
can say-
loosening up. I mean, I've heard it on CNN. I've heard it on CNBC. I've heard it on.
And it's such a good word.
I mean, but like forgetting the rhyme there, I can say crappy. Why can I
Yeah.
say that? But I
Yeah.
can't say the one you like because I like that one too. I just have to take it out of my head,
Mhm.
and I don't understand why because it means the same thing. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah. When I say Essie, everyone says the word in their head.
Yeah,
Sure.
because
Kevin
it's a
said,
good
I like
word.
that one too.
It's a good word. I
You're-
love that word.
You're an angry old man today, Dave.
I am.
That's all right.
I'm questioning. I'm questioning everything. Settling
Joy.
the business of the 5 families today.
Let your emotions run by anger.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
All right.
Tell you guys about my friend Mike at Michael's Baths. And Mike is just cleaning up, man. I mean, he is just cleaning up. He has so many people from KMOX and the DGS reaching out to him every time I do a live, asking about his bathroom remodeling because, and I get this, and so does Mike, it seems too good to be true. You're telling me that there's a guy out in West County, St. Charles County, that will go to Litchfield or Sparta or South County, anywhere, do a bathroom, do it quickly, do it professionally, do it with a high standard of craftsmanship, charge me about 50% less than the national companies will, stand by their work. I mean, it does sound too good to be true. But luckily for us, it's not. Many people in the DGS have had their bathrooms remodeled by Mike at this point. Also, if you're a disabled veteran, you can get that same bathroom remodel for very little or no money out of your pocket through a VA benefit. 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
Traffic from the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
Well, we still got our issue on westbound Highway 44. This traffic report's the service of Moolah Shriner Center, and that's the injury crash westbound 44 just west of Kings Highway. Those two right lanes are still blocked. Traffic is jammed back through Grand now, so the jam's getting a little worse there. Westbound 64 is an alternate. It's busy, but it's not jammed like 44. It is pretty heavy, though, from Kings Highway out to McCausland. Actually, Hampton to Clayton Skinker is jammed in that mix. And then you're slow again from about Spady to Ballas. Just a little slowdown crossing the Boone Bridge into St. Charles County, and then some slow traffic approaching Prospect out west, so a little more volume there. Westbound 70, a little busy at Jennings Station, a little slow approaching the Blanchette Bridge. Southbound 170, Delmar down to 64, that's slow. South 270, south of 364 to about Doherty Ferry, and 44 to Gravois, some slow spots. Stop and go pockets, southbound 55, Arsenal to Bates. It looks good in Jefferson County. They cleared that crash. Northbound Commercial Boulevard at Main Street, still working the one at Kinlan and Dr. King. I'm Roger Brand at the michaelsflooringoutlet.com Traffic Center.
Sponsored by the Moolah Shrine Center Festival of Trees.
Hello, everyone. I want to invite you to the Moolah Festival of Trees. Come see over 40 of the best decorated trees you'll ever see. Adult tickets are only $2 and kids under 12 are free. November 22nd through the 29th at the Moolah Shrine Center.
KMOX proudly supports the Musial Awards, returning to Stiefel Theater Saturday, November 22nd. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event, hosted right here in St. Louis. Named for Stan the Man, the show celebrates the year's greatest moments.